right?
See.
Where it says whispers.
Which sounds real creepy.
Right, I don't want that.
Yeah, much creepier than it should.
Well, it's an old school like gaming term where like you would, instead of just sending like DMs, you would say send a whisper to someone on like an MMO.
But there's literally nothing on the planet that isn't creepier by whispering it.
Hey, Greg. Have you seen Avatar yet?
See?
I wanted to see it, but I wanted to read the book first. Then I found out it wasn't a book first.
Creepy. Right. Right now you're about to go commit the first Avatar murders.
Yeah. Good for you.
Hey,
what that Avatar
want
do?
$100?
This whisper's going out to
job.
only going out to my first 500 followers. If you click this link, and then you can fill out a survey, and then you win yourself $5,000.
I'm off the whisper train.
No. Block. Oh boy, it is good to be back. I did miss this last week because of stupid Sean and his stupid girlfriend's stupid birthday.
I wouldn't say I've missed it, Bob.
I miss both your faces.
I miss talking with you guys.
Yeah.
Like, I'll tell you what really sucks though,
Hey.
and like that has nothing to do with you guys. It's like it's just the nature of how short the days are. Because we start at 2, and by like 4 o'clock it's dark out.
Right.
So I feel like my entire day is shot. Even though, I was talking about this yesterday. We got done grocery shopping at 5:30. Felt like fucking midnight.
I hate
the worst.
to stop you guys, but Billy Tremendous does have to say that Tyrell ASMR is doing it for them. So I'm gonna keep on talking like this.
Oh, are we actually streaming already?
Yeah. Oh yeah. I kicked it off.
Shit.
And
Whoops.
I might start an ASMR channel. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see how things are going.
Yeah.
Well, I do
Billy
have.
Tremendous.
Yeah,
It's such
lean
an
in.
awesome fucking
It
name.
really is.
Like, that's the kind of name I'm jealous of.
Right.
I have 2 things that I've been meaning to edit for months now. One is our last WCWTF podcast. I started working on that one. I got 2 minutes in, and then Doom Eternal came on sale, so I bought that, and then I started playing that. So that's taking a back seat.
It's all about priorities.
And,
Always.
and then months and months ago, Faith and I recorded a WWE fan fiction that we did a reading of. That I also need to edit and put in there.
Oh, now we're talking.
It's
Yeah.
I don't know what to do with it though, because it's pretty sexy.
It's spicy.
Yeah, it's definitely spicy.
Yeah.
Which one of you was Dean Ambrose?
No, I could not find Dean Ambrose, and I picked the wrong one because I picked one with what's his name?
I'm drawing a blank too.
Oh man, I got it somewhere. It's he's one of the Latino guys, the ladies' man.
Alex Garza?
Yes, Angel Garza.
Angel Garza, yes.
Yes. So I had to like, do I do this in an accent or do I do it with only my own voice? Because without the accent, when I say something like mommy, oh mommy, it just turns out like ooh mommy.
I mean, it's so much funnier that way.
It is very funny that way. Good call.
Mios Dios.
Yeah, but if you cut that in with me being my goobery self, Faith put her all into the performance. So it's
I
like
tried.
it's like her moaning and me going like, "Oh yes, please. I would like to see your boobies." So I'm still working through some things on that one.
I mean, that's kind of how my my dirty talk is in real life. Oh yes, more of that, please. That is the thing that I enjoy.
But yes, those are upcoming projects.
Bring that here so that I may touch it.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to this episode. It's December 15th, 2020, and we're here once again. Sorry for missing us last week for the Idiots with Mike's Dream Team. I'm your host, the man of 1,004 names. Tyrell necklace with the lights on it. That's what I got. This is my holiday
Costumes
gear.
again? No one fucking tells me.
I'm just wearing a Freddy Krueger sweater, bro.
You're Freddy Krueger, right?
I guess I'm 2-ton-21 with Christmas lights. So
The classic episode of 2-ton-21 goes home for Christmas. Everyone knows it, Ty.
Look, Greg, this is just how we live our lives.
yeah,
Just once, I would like to be in on something.
there was nothing. This just happens.
There's something to be in on.
Yeah.
There obviously is. Everyone's dressing up all fancy without me.
There is nothing fancy about this.
Fine, I will
my
pop. I
friends.
will pop this shirt off, and you will see.
Now we're talking.
Don't you ever give it away for free.
Yeah.
You two will start a Christmas rap, and then I'll get to my verse and be like, "Kick it, Greg." But I didn't know there was a Christmas rap.
You're the best at improv.
That is a phenomenal bit, though. So congrats on that happening.
Yeah, right?
And then next week for our real holiday episode, he's ready for the Christmas rap. We don't do it.
Yeah, there is no Christmas
Wow,
rap.
exactly.
That's the ruse.
He's already forgotten by
Yeah. Yeah, right. Oh, right. Fuck, I forgot my
double
lines.
twerk. Double twerk.
Yeah. Right. You telling me ahead of time that there's going to be a Christmas rap, and you springing a Christmas rap on me, nets exactly the same result.
Right.
Me improvising my rhyme on the Christmas rap.
My name is Ty, and I'm
Right.
here to say I live to celebrate Christmas every day. Then Faith raps, and then Greg's like, let's talk about super intelligence.
It's alright, it breaks it down in like a Vincent Price way. It's just that. It's alright.
Oh.
Boy.
Find me on Twitter at 1004 names.
And I'm Faith, and you can follow me on Twitter at Carly Pilkers.
And I'm Killer Greg. You can find me at KillerGreg17 on Twitter, but I basically only retweet what Ty does, so
Yes.
you can really just follow him twice.
Don't tell them that.
You know, alright. Let me just throw this out there now.
Continue. Yes, please do.
I
Throw it out.
recognize it's pure coincidence, but this week in AAA, some wrestler, I don't know who, like suicide dives out of the ring.
Chessman.
Who was it?
Chessman.
All right, Chessman. And someone tweets, "Chessman, no!" All right, look. There's literally no way that whoever tweeted that watches our podcast or listens to our podcast or whatever. But that's like our fucking joke, right?
Cyclope,
Like-
no.
Right. Like Cyclope fucking hoofed himself out of a ring once, and I was like, "Cyclope, no!" And that was 5 years ago. This is like, if you didn't know better, that you would think this guy was making a direct reference to our joke.
He could be. I don't know.
And then you throw in the fact that I am 100% sure that Virgil stole our joke.
Now that I believe.
Me too. I mean, look, again, it's like a chicken and egg thing. Like, did Virgil make fun of the Olive Garden and then I copped it, or did I make fun of the Olive Garden and then Virgil copped it? Realistically, it's probably the latter, right? But I have no evidence that we didn't make that joke first, and it's so fucking specific. Virgil standing outside of an Olive Garden yelling at Hulk Hogan for those breadsticks is such an insane joke that two completely independent people came up with it.
This is how conspiracy theories are born, Greg.
Yeah. It's one of those things where it's like, we started something years ago, and we look at what we're doing now. Is like, hey, remember we used to talk about wrestling?
I was actually thinking about it.
So
This thing we're doing right here is like such a natural like through line from our original podcast. I mean, it's almost verbatim, right? Like we shoot the shit for an hour and then we do a top 5.
Yeah, except we sound better, and no one.
Oh, for sure.
I mean, we don't. I mean, sometimes we argue for an hour and a half, but we haven't got Asa on here yet to completely derail the entire show for a bit. Hi, Asa, if you're listening.
that sounds fun.
The Great Debacle is still something else.
Oh man.
I think about that all the time.
One of these days, I'll have to explain that to our listeners.
We did. You did a top 5 once.
I was gonna say, that wound up on a top 5.
Oh, yeah, it did, didn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, the thing is, like, I do think about it all the time, not just in context of ourselves, but the fact that just, like, people get such different things out of things. Like what Asa wanted out of music was so different than what Dan wanted out of music.
Sure.
And it was weird to see the two of them confront each other about it, because honestly, they were basically arguing different points, but under one umbrella, and it just didn't work. But like, people like shitty things and people like good things, but like, people like what they like, and I just have to like accept that sometimes, and it's not always easy for me to accept.
Sure.
I like a lot of shitty things.
Of course.
Me too.
And that's why
I genuinely love those fucking Snyder movies, like the Batman Superman ones.
I fucking can't wait. Oh my god.
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
so excited.
4
for
hours.
that.
He's up to 4 hours. He said today.
and he's still
Justice
editing.
League,
Still
whatever.
going.
Yep.
Rated
So
R in
excited.
4 hours. We're at.
So excited.
One
Don't
of
even
them
know.
Motherfucker still has 4 more months. You know how
Yeah.
long?
Yeah.
This is gonna be like Homer's The Odyssey by the end of it.
Yep.
People will talk about this for years from now.
Except with way more tits, F words, and dongs.
Right?
Batman's
Batman's
just...
gonna hang D for sure.
Oh, yeah. He's slapping... whatever his name is, Apocalypse or whoever it is, Darkseid with his with his bat
I'm pretty
dick.
sure Darkseid shows up.
He puts little wings on it. It's like, wee whap.
I'm here for it.
That movie was pretty good, but it was really weird when Batman fought Darkseid's dick.
Yeah, just it did. It did. I
talking.
will say it had the most classy rape scene I've seen in a long time.
They did try to keep it classy.
Yeah,
Good for them.
I mean,
nice,
it
really-
was really nice that Superman kept telling Batman that he loved him during it.
Yeah.
Right, yeah.
That's a dark joke. That's a joke I don't think we want people to remember us for.
And wait, hold on. I'm getting a whole bunch of buzzes on my Twitter. Oh man, we're canceled. Thanks, Greg.
I wish enough people gave a shit about us to cancel us.
Just keep doing what you do, man.
I don't care about anything.
You know what?
so-
Deep down, that might actually upset me. Like if I got canceled, because I feel
Yeah.
like my heart's in it, and I feel like the internet doesn't differentiate enough. Like somebody could do something right a lot. I don't know. I'm definitely for like voting with your dollars, but at the same time, like I'm not necessarily for like reactionary like input.
Sure, of course.
I say you have to give me $1 before you vote against me. How about that one?
Now we're talking.
Yeah,
Subscribe.
right?
Patreon.com/WCWTF podcast. All the money goes to this show, to all their other shows, and mostly to me buying wine. But whatever. That $0 is really adding up.
One day we'll make money off this. Just kidding. I don't even care.
So our current running theme right now is Greg has not seen Superintelligence, the HBO Max original.
A movie I suggested we watch and talk about. This is on me.
So he still hasn't seen it. Because one of our other flagship shows is Bad Movie Fridays with Greg and Ty. Which you can find on our
Movies
YouTube
are
channel.
canceled, so
We've done some great ones.
maybe forever at this point.
Yeah,
Right.
I dumped all
It's
my
not looking good.
I dumped all my AMC stock today. I was like, I lost like $10 on that already. So I'm like, no, I'm out. No, you laugh.
Like a real deep, good laugh, too.
That's a fifth of the money I put. I started with $50. I lost 10 on one stock. So I was like, nope, out, done, peace.
Yeah. Well, I remind you that when you suggested to me that you had bought AMC stock, I thought you were making a joke.
It was
Because I thought it was quite literally the worst stock someone could have bought.
It was doing well for a while, and then they announced a bunch of shit which caused their stock to plummet. And it's like, no, just hold on to it for 5 years. You'll make 15% of your money back per year. It's like,
It's like $3. That's like
Per
60
year?
cents a year.
no hard.
You will make 60 cents a year just looking down while you walk.
I find 60 cents a year in my pockets.
Yeah.
I'll put on an old coat and find $10, and then I can buy more AMC stock. I can own the company.
You hear that, AMC? I believe in you enough to spend my literal pocket change on you.
That's a glowing endorsement.
To put on an old coat and hope that I can afford you. Either way, Faith and I, this weekend, we spent some time watching an older bad movie that I think a lot of people have seen at this point. It's something that Greg said he wanted to revisit. Maybe we can give him a push to. Maybe we can all get together and watch this at some point. We watched the movie, the Adam Sandler classic, Little Nicky.
Which I had never seen before.
And I realized this is
Go ahead.
my answer to what is your favorite bad movie. It's a movie that everyone hates. It's for literally no one, but I adore this movie. And even while I'm watching it, I was like, oh man, I hope Faith isn't hating this because I am absolutely adoring every second of this. It is so... It hits everything I love about bad movies, but it's still a big movie. And the cast is insane in it.
I was gonna say what I loved about it. I was like, oh fuck, that's Ellen Cleghorn. Oh fuck, that's fucking Fred Wolf. Like I was just naming all these '90s comedians. Like I fucking know you.
Kevin Nealon spends almost the entire movie with tits on his head. And not like someone is like hovering tits over his head. The devil makes him grow tits on his head. Spoiler alert for Little Nicky, movie that happened in like 2000.
Right.
Pre 9/11, by the way. You know. I don't know what that's for. It doesn't have any bearing. It's not like they have a Twin Tower scene like Spider-Man 2 that they cut out. Just like... Man, what a weird, wild movie. Adam Sandler's weird choice to talk like this the entire time.
That
is a weird one.
Off-putting.
And the Popeyes chicken in there is the first time I think... Billy Madison is the first time I realized the whole product placement thing, because they actually pointed out in the movie.
Okay.
Where Adam Sandler's like, I just want a bite of this big, juicy, foot-long, cold-cut combo from Subway, and then cut to him doing a commercial for Subway.
Sure.
I think they admit that may have been the point where someone told Adam Sandler, like, hey, you can get paid for talking about companies.
Right.
So he's just like, oh, Billy Madison, it's a hole-in-one with that cold-cut combo. But then in Little Nicky, the one time every PG-13 movie gets one F word. I don't know if you guys know that.
Interesting.
They use their one F word saying, Popeye's chicken is fucking awesome in the first 15 minutes of the movie. And then everything after that, the only food they eat is Popeye's fucking chicken.
It was really just a lengthy Popeyes chicken commercial.
I mean, yeah.
Boil it down.
If you throw the fawns and some bees.
Sorry, Henry Winkler.
It's not nearly as bad as the now, and it's become a meme now, like especially with Duccaccino from Jack and Jill.
Yeah, with Al Pacino.
Yeah.
I feel like Little Nicky was like a turning point for Adam Sandler, like where he just literally stopped giving a shit about his own movies after that.
Maybe that's why I like it so much. It's when you can see, like, watch Lise, you can see the exact second when his heart dies, or it's like, I want to talk like this the entire time.
Yeah, I remember not liking Little Nicky when I was younger.
Okay.
But I forget what it was, but there's something that sort of inspired me to go back to it. Whereas like now maybe I could appreciate it, not so much as like Adam Sandler trying, but it's just like this is what happens when no one cares.
For sure.
Which I respect in and of itself. You know,
Right.
like I think context is kind of important. Like those grown-ups movies, like they They literally just hang out in a Kmart.
Yeah.
That's a thing people do.
Check
Like,
how much
yo,
fun
you want to go down to the big K? And they just hang out. They like sit down on the furniture and just shoot the shit.
How much fun can you have in Kmart, huh?
Right.
You could just...
Adam Sandler has got to have just the weirdest career of all time.
I have put off Hoobie Halloween until we can watch it together, Greg.
Yeah, I mean, I don't even know, man. I don't know if I can do that.
Oh yeah, Alan Covert's great. I think this was when he started becoming one of the Sandler crew.
He just recently, like, lost his mind on Twitter.
Who is it?
Anyone on Twitter.
Alan Covert.
They always recently lose their mind on Twitter.
You said Ron Gilbert?
Alan Covert.
Alan Covert.
Oh. Who is he?
He was one of the guys in Grandma's Boy. He's just one of those Sandler dudes.
Yes, that is the best way to describe him. A Sandler dude.
Alright, hold on. We're gonna find him. Grandma's Boy was an alright movie, I think.
Yeah, because it wasn't an Adam Sandler vehicle.
I feel like if I went back to look at Grandma's Boys again, though, I feel like there'd probably be some pretty problematic things in there.
Well, that's what
Almost
happens with
certainly.
time, Greg. Whether or not you find those things problematic is what not you get canceled.
That's true.
I gotta get off Twitter.
Alan Covert. Alright, let's see you. Oh, yeah, this guy. I know him.
He was the non-weird one of that duo.
The guy who has looked perpetually 45 for like 3 decades now.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah, that makes sense, yeah. But he's in
What
there.
do you think it's like to just be like in someone's like orbit? You know? Like,
I imagine you'd become quite a resentful, bitter person.
you think?
I think so. Yeah, I think so.
Well, I mean, you guys are
He
my orbit,
certainly
so...
seemed to have.
We're in your orbit, Ty?
Well, yeah. I mean, right?
Sure, buddy.
Well, sorry then. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if you like. I mean, you would have no career without Adam Sandler, but now you're also like intrinsically linked to Adam Sandler. Like if Adam Sandler came out the other day and was like, "I'm not so sure the Holocaust happened," like now you are done.
Right.
That'd be a weird thing for Adam Sandler to say.
Right. I mean, that's even like you expect it from a few people.
Right.
Like if Joe Rogan came out and said that, everyone in the Joe Rogan orbit would be like, "Yes, another $1 million in the bank."
Right. Yeah.
A hooba shiba, a shiba waba duba, shiba daba. The Holocaust never happened to Voodoo. Who Halloween 2 took a weird turn.
What was that last thing, Adam? I don't. Maybe we could do another take.
But at the same time, all of your success is from this person. So I don't know. I don't know what that's like. Like, is that okay? I don't know.
I think it's fine. I mean, as long as you do some good stuff, it's not like you're...
I don't think.
Hold on, I'm trying
someone
to
like,
think of like the best hanger-on I can think of. Like, who was
I don't think
someone who was...
like-
Because if you're thinking about like hangers-on with Adam Sandler, something like Grandma's Boy, fun movie, and that's what took those like the guys who were hangers-on to actually be kind of funny by themselves. Maybe that was him just like, it's like, no, you guys aren't just hangers-on. You guys have your own movie. Here you go, do it up.
Yeah.
Kevin James has his own stuff. So what's it like to be Rob Schneider?
he had his own sitcom on CBS for a while.
So what's it like to be Rob Schneider?
But then you also have an element where like you can get sucked into an orbit, right? So like Kevin James was successful on his own. Like
Sure.
almost completely. You know, like he was a successful stand-up comedian. He did King of Queens that had nothing to do with Adam Sandler.
Right.
But now he's stuck again. Now he's stuck in the Paul Blarts.
Look at me, I'm
And
fat.
maybe that's the best
I'm fat president.
Kevin
Yeah.
James
Ugh.
can get. But like I thought his stand-up was funny enough back in the day. So like
I
he's
knew that was
obviously
special, yeah.
yeah, he obviously can be independently funny, but now he's stuck. He's in The Contender, which is basically just an Adam Sandler movie, but Adam Sandler didn't think he was fat enough for it. look, guys, I wrote this movie for myself, but let's be honest, they're never going to believe that I'm too fat to be a prize fighter.
He saw Jake Gyllenhaal do the fighter, and he was like, "I could do that, Mark. I could be a Jake Gyllenhaal. Put me in there, add some fart jokes, and then actually, I'm not going to do that. Make it Kevin James."
But I also respect Adam Sandler in the sense that he just locked up a lifetime of not having to try, and it doesn't matter.
Ooh.
Exactly.
Ooh. Billy Tremendous has a real good take. Jason Mewes is a legendary hanger-on.
Oh yeah, there is no Jason Mewes without Kevin Smith.
Yeah.
He was in that
Yeah.
he was in that Paris Hilton movie, and that was it, right?
Well, let me flip it and reverse it here. Especially when it comes to the later Kevin Smith stuff, is there a Silent Bob without Jay? Is there? I mean, yes, obviously Clerks and Mallrats and stuff can kind of hang on their own. But could there be is Jason Mewes an integral part in the Kevin Smith verse, the Smithiversary, if you will? That's not.
It depends.
We're gonna work on that name too, because it's not very good.
There's a bunch of things that Kevin Smith has done for Jason Mewes, exclusively. Clerks 2 exists solely because Kevin Smith was like, "Look, man, you kick heroin. I'm gonna write you a movie, and we're gonna be in it."
Right.
So in a weird extent, you're right. A lot of Kevin Smith isms comes from Jason Mewes' existence, but at the same time, if Jason Mewes died tomorrow, Kevin Smith would not cease to exist. Whereas if the contrary happened,
I don't know.
Jason Mewes
man.
doesn't go on to make Clerks 4.
No
Right.
one. Yeah, but no one's clamoring about Tusk. No one's caring about anything else other than the Jersey trilogy, and I think Mewes, big part of that. I mean,
No one give a fuck about Jay and
you know-
Silent Bob reboot.
you-
I mean, Jason Mewes is in that.
well, yeah, no one gave a fuck about a lot of things. That's not a great.
Good retort.
That's not a great response.
Counterpoint.
Well, double counterpoint. Yeah.
You definitely don't
really-
have. You definitely don't have Jay and Silent Bob without Jason Mewes, and I don't know if Clerks is as successful without Jay and Silent Bob. Therefore, I don't know if Kevin Smith has a career if he doesn't have the inspiration of Jason Mewes.
Possible, for sure.
You get a Crispin Glover in there. Hey baby, have you ever had your asshole licked out by a fat guy in an overcoat before? Fuck off, Crispin Glover.
He's a weirdo.
Yep.
That's what
Crispin
he does.
Glover is a world-class weirdo.
Yeah, for sure. It's so creepy.
And we love
But
him
also, I
for
do
it.
kind of respect him.
I'm not trying to creep
I
shame
mean,
him. Not going to
If
creep
that's your
shame.
niche, then fucking lean in.
Yeah.
Maybe celebrities and stuff like that just need hangers on, and Billy Tremendous back in chat. Jonah Hill used to be the weird guy getting random cameos from the Apatow movies. Now he's just getting Oscar nods. So I mean,
He was also a rich kid, so he kind of had a boost.
Well, that's
He
true.
was gonna find his way into a circle, whether we liked it or not.
Judd Apatow, I think, is different. It's weird because obviously Judd Apatow and Adam Sandler, their circles are around each other a lot.
Sure.
But I feel like Judd Apatow genuinely wants to boost people he thinks are talented.
I agree.
Whereas Adam Sandler, I think, just wants his friends to have jobs.
yes.
Yep. I completely agree.
Apatow obviously wants his friends to have jobs too, but I didn't see The King of Staten Island. I don't know if Seth Rogen and James Franco are in it and stuff like that. I doubt they are though,
Right.
because Apatow will move on. He's like, okay, you know what?
Sure.
Here's my group of people. Here's my freaks and geeks people. Here's my undeclared people, my grown-ups. They're all blossoming now. They've gone on. So let's try to boost this different generation of people. That's where
Sure.
Aubrey Plaza, wasn't Aubrey Plaza wasn't one of her first movies in an Apatow thing? Maybe I'm
Probably.
thinking.
That sounds pretty correct. You're looking it up, so I'm not going to. But
Yeah, I could definitely be mistaken about that. But I feel like she was a bit part in some Apatow thing, and now not that she's a huge star, but she's in things. She's a name
Sure.
now.
Sure.
But like, he's not going to keep bringing Aubrey Plaza back for King of Staten Island.
Right.
One of my favorite moments in any con we ever did, Greg, and I'm sure I've told the story on stream before, was when we big dogged Dante from Clerks.
I was telling that story the other day to Kat, actually, my girlfriend.
We were Plattsburgh Comic Con.
I'll come back to this, but you tell this.
Plattsburgh Comic Con. We get there. It's a 3-day? It's 2-day con. Friday, Saturday, right?
Plattsburgh's 2-day con.
Yeah. So we get there Friday.
She was in Funny People, by the way. So Aubrey Plaza, I am correct. Like, Aubrey Plaza got like this little bit of boost from Apatow.
Yeah,
Sure.
absolutely. So we get there. It's Friday. We get there around noon because it's 3-4 hour drive. It doesn't take us too long to set the booth, but we got to get there and get everything done. So we finally get done, and then Brian O'Halloran shows up. And he pulls up. He's coming to the back entrance of this 400-seat amphitheater that we have.
It's a gym. It's like a literal gym.
It's a high school gym, essentially. And we're just beat for moving stuff. We're starving. We haven't slept. We're like ready to go get some Fuddruckers. No, what's
Ground Round?
Round, yes, getting some Ground Round.
Ooh.
And go back, watch some Shark Tank, and then call it a night.
We have a routine.
So yeah, so
Sounds dope as fuck.
we're both like slumping our way out there.
It's
just
not the worst.
Left foot, right foot, dun, dun. And Brian Howard's like, "Hey guys, what's going on?" It's like, we did just stop.
It's just so bizarre. So one of my
But the thing was, he looked like he was like wanted to start like a little bit of a con. Was like, "Hey guys, how's this con go? You guys do this often or something?" Like he looked like he was gonna be like,
no, he definitely
Sure.
wanted to shoot the shit with us.
yeah, it was like,
And,
fuck
like, I don't-
off, Dante.
Right. As like another human being, like I guess theoretically I don't mind just like hanging out and talking to other vendors or whatever. But like we're mid loadout, dude. Read the fucking room.
Any other day, I would have been like, "Yeah, hey man, great to meet you. I'm a big fan. Love your movie." Movies, I guess there's
The
2 of them
one.
now. No, there's 2. I like Clerks too. That's a fine movie. But
He made
love your
Vulgar.
character.
I haven't seen that in a fucking over a decade.
It's not great.
Yeah, I know.
I read about it and said hard pass.
I just said I haven't seen it in over a decade. But at the same time, I like part of me was just like, I'm not even supposed to be here today, and then just fucking
Right.
bounce.
Right. No.
So
It's,
I don't know. Yeah.
It's just peculiar to me how like your desires change over time.
For sure.
Because okay, so one of my favorite YouTube people, Patrick Willems, he recently did like a Kevin Smith retrospective. Not like a retrospective per se, but just sort of like I'm rewatching these for the first time since high school. What do I think about it?
Okay.
And he came to sort of the same conclusion I did. Is like these are fine. Some things there's like definitely some standout stuff, but also like Mallrats, while a little bit funny, is actually not that great of a movie. It's like, which I think most people would just agree.
Hard disagree.
Okay.
No, I'm kidding. It's a fine movie.
And then
It's
at
definitely a high
the
school
end,
movie.
he tells a story about how recently he was at San Diego Comic-Con and he was in an elevator and Kevin Smith walked into the elevator. And like everyone around him sort of lost their shit. And he wasn't like, look, I'm too cool for Kevin Smith. He was just sort of like, this was like a profound moment for me because a decade earlier this would have been a defining moment of my life. But now it's just sort of like, oh, that's kind of interesting.
Sure.
And Ty and I had the exact same experience with Kevin Smith.
Right.
So like, again, for context, when I was 20, I had action figures signed by Kevin Smith. I had a DVD signed by Brian O'Halloran.
Right.
Like these are things I paid for. Not even like I met Brian O'Halloran and I had him sign something. Like I paid extra money to have the DVD sent to me with a signature on it.
Right.
I got, for my graduation gift, I got Dogma. Oh man, that's gonna date me real old. Everybody knows how old I am. I got Dogma, like the mega edition, like the 6-disc DVD set, for my graduation gift from high school. And I
Right.
watched that shit nonstop.
Right, and it
Loved
meant everything to you, I'm sure.
Oh yeah, it was like, yes, this is perfect. Everyone else is around me like partying and getting drunk. I'm just like guys, quiet down. Unless Morrison's gonna show up.
So yeah, so then like, flash forward to where 33, 34, 35, whenever this happened, and like Brian O'Halloran, somebody I paid for his signature, is trying to shoot the shit with me, and I just couldn't give a fuck.
Right.
And then we're leaving Boston Comic Con, and Kevin Smith and Jason Mewes are just standing there. Like, there's literally only 2 people with an eye distance, or 4 people. Me, Ty, Jason Mewes, and Kevin Smith. And at 20, I would have ran up to them. Be like, holy fuck, do you know who you are? And at 34, at the end of a work day, I look at Ty and I'm like, hey, I think that's Kevin Smith. And he's like, oh yeah. And then we leave.
Oh shit, that's awesome. Do you want to wave or something? Nah, my arm's hurt.
Yeah. Seriously. And like, it's interesting because, what I like about that story is that their interaction that was happening that Ty and I witnessed is straight out of one of their movies. It was literally Kevin Smith smoking a cigarette, leaning against a wall, while Jason Mewes was like animatedly telling him a story.
Aww.
And like that is a charming, interesting part of that story. But like to feel that lack of interest as an adult was like, it was almost jarring.
Sure.
And again, something I paid for. I paid for just his signature, which is nothing. It's ink on it. It's ink on an action figure. But that action figure cost me an extra like $20 to get signed.
And that's why I hate
and
those.
Now I just don't give a fuck.
That's why I hate those things. Like, it's like, oh man, there are so many people here that my wife would like to see. Like, oh man, I get David Tennant's autograph for $30. So I'm gonna pay $10 for this pop, and then get him to sign it for $30, so I can go home and be like, hey babe, I met this guy for you.
Right. And that's like an interesting thing. And I'm going to take a holier than thou approach to this, and I'm sorry if I'm insulting. I'm sorry if I'm insulting anybody who's into this kind of thing. But this like con trend of people, of like celebrities sitting at a booth and you just hand them money and then they take a picture with you.
Right.
I want to say I find it pathetic. Pathetic might be too much of too aggressive of a word, but it certainly diminishes that element of a story,
Sure.
Like I saw Drew McIntyre in an airport last year in February, and like the interesting part of that story to me is just like how totally normal he looked in an airport.
Of course.
Yeah.
I didn't go up to meet him because that's just not who I am as a person. I wasn't going to interrupt his day to be like, hey man, I watch you sometimes. You know what I mean? Like, he's in an airport. He's just trying to get from one place to another just like the rest of us. It is interesting to me that I saw Drew McIntyre. He was a big dude, but at the end of the day, this monster man, when you see him on television, he was just wearing Adidas and a hoodie, just walking through an airport. He's just a dude, and that's interesting.
Sure.
But if I saw Drew McIntyre at like WrestleCon or something and I paid him $20 and then he took a picture with me, like that experience is a little more involved. Now I have a picture with Drew McIntyre. But is that story any better? I don't think it is. It's hollow to me.
Oh, it's definitely more hollow. It destroys the mystique.
I'm gonna throw 2 things at you. Number 1, Billy Tremendous still in chat. His conclusion that Kevin Smith decided that he'd rather just be king of his own, would rather be adored than rather venture out into his own bigger world. Billy Tremendous, big fan of Greg. There you go.
No.
Oh wait,
he's talking about the Patrick Willems. Essay.
Oh, I don't care about Patrick Willems. Second, I think a lot of it depends on the fan meetup. Because if you look at some things where they're like, hey. But if you look at someone like Captain Jack Harkness from Doctor Who, whose name I can't remember right now.
boy. Somehow I can't remember his name either, even though he's like the con guy.
Yeah, John Barrowman. Like, someone like him will do anything you want in a con. And even Jason Momoa, I've seen him do, like, crazy fun con shots. So it's not just like them, like, click, next, sign this, click, next. They're like, it's like, hey,
Yeah, but there's
really fun.
something really antiseptic about it, and really
Right. Everybody has a wacky John Barrowman picture.
So I totally understand what you're saying.
Yeah, but it's also it's better than, you know, just getting Virgil to sign your belt, and not even like
It's
a
better
WWE
than getting
belt.
Virgil to sign your anything. No one's arguing that.
Not if he signs my breadsticks. That's all I want in life.
You say that tweet was mine first. You say that tweet was mine first.
Do it! I have a coupon for half off breadsticks at Olive Garden. All you have to do is admit that this was my joke.
I need to rocket piss like real bad, so I have a few things I want to say before we move on to the next thing.
I do too.
Right. Faith, go ahead.
So, so recently, there was a show being filmed at the grocery store where I work, and we live right next door. So it shut down for the entire day, and so there was like random just chaos in the parking lot all day because they rented that too. You know, just trailers here, there, and just people just kind of wandering around, whatever. And Josh and I both kind of looked at each other and said, well, at one point he was like, oh, there's stuff going on. I was like, oh, is there any goats? No, I don't see any goats. What are you telling me for? I don't care. I don't give a shit. And we both decided if there was one person that we saw, because everyone was speculating, oh, who's going to be in this? Who is it? And we both decided if there was one person that would make us lose our shit, still, after all these years, it would be Bruce Campbell.
Yeah.
But I don't think Bruce Campbell is going to show up on Modern Love on
You don't
Amazon,
know that.
So I don't know that, but
Yeah.
that would be the one person.
I'm not...
So then I knew, okay, I'm still not completely bitter and jaded because there is that one person that could spark that in me.
I'm not saying that. Once again, I'm going to use too much of a word, but I'm not saying like hero worship is necessarily a bad thing.
Sure.
Like, I think it is okay to enjoy the experience of meeting someone who inspires you.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
But like the people who inspire me now are almost nobodies. They're like YouTubers with 35,000 subscribers and stuff.
Sure.
You know, like, I mean, ironically, I'm wearing a Mega 64 hat, but like meeting Rocco from Mega 64 is a bigger deal to me than if I met Steven Spielberg.
I always choke up when I meet those guys. It's like, hi, thanks for being so awesome.
Right, like I feel like a total asshole because they're just dudes.
Right.
You know,
Mega 64
they're dudes
signed,
that like
those are my PAX East badges from 2012, which is signed by Rocco and I believe Sean.
Right.
And I keep them just in there because, love those guys.
So to me, I would rather experience somebody who inspires me, whether they're famous or not, than meet the most famous person in the world. Like, sure, it'd be interesting to meet Tom Hanks. I could tell you that story, but like, Tom Hanks has no bearing on my life.
This one time I kicked Tom Hanks in the balls.
That's a great fucking story.
This is for the terminal. Wham!
Love it.
That I stomped chopsticks on his dick. Ow, 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 ow.
You're almost certainly getting canceled if you do a cha-cha on Tom Hanks's dick. I'm just saying.
That's a line we can't cross.
No, you cannot.
I will. You know what?
A maramba? Sure. Fuck no.
No.
I'm gonna do the Dirty
boundaries.
Dancing song on Tom Hanks' dick. Ow, 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 ow. Continue, Greg. I'm sorry.
So
that was a good derail.
Make a tremendous point, though, that the magic and wonderment of meeting someone you love has been just monetized, and just all the soul has been sucked out of it.
Yeah.
Well, Can I throw
It's just
a few?
not the same. I mean, again, I'm sorry, Ty, I cut you off.
No, go ahead.
But
No, continue. Yes, I'm sorry.
there's a long series of events that happened to this point, but sports cards now, they're not what they used to be. You know, like in the 80s and 90s, you used to buy a pack of cards, and that was the experience. Maybe there was some bubble gum in it.
Sure.
But now you
You
have
were
like
coming up out of your cheek with that bubble gum.
Yeah, that ball game was
Boy, it was
You were
awful.
nasty.
thankful.
it was just more cardboard, dyed
Right.
pink.
It was more like a razor blade.
Like just the
Sports
Halloween
cards now, even the low end ones, like the $3 and $4 ones, you have like a 1 in 12 chance of getting an autograph in it, or something like a piece of jersey that somebody wore, or something like that.
Wow.
But then you go all the way up to the expensive ones. Like right now, we sell a $40 pack of cards that's all Pete Rose themed, and you're guaranteed a Pete Rose autograph in it.
Wow.
And it's like literally preying on that mentality, like an autograph means something, because it
Right.
doesn't anymore.
Mm.
In 1974, if you wanted a Pete Rose autograph, you had to be lucky enough to like be somewhere Pete Rose was, have a ball with you, have a pen with you, and convince a chronically grumpy Pete Rose that it was in his best interest to sign that ball in that moment.
Right.
Whereas now you just get autographs
Yeah.
all the time. So
What?
like it's all gone, it's all diminished. The value, the interest is gone, and they're preying on the nostalgia of when that mattered.
Can I?
Right.
I'm gonna throw something out at you too.
Piss balloon.
Yeah, but that's when you go into your bathroom because they're all hanging up from the ceiling.
Ooh, a Rube Goldberg piss balloon.
Right.
Yep. I just gotta pull this string here, and
Long con.
I have someone close to my family who is relatively famous. Let's say what 6 out of 7, 6 out of 10 famous.
Okay.
In there.
Yeah,
I didn't know until I knew you.
he's
Right.
famous in definitely certain circles, but he still gets a ton of letters every single day that I have to forward down to where he actually lives. And he will sign those autographs and just send them right back. And he's
That's sweet.
gotten things like big 8x10s. He's gotten clothing. He's gotten like sports things to sign and send back. And I guess those might be worth some stuff. And yes, I definitely have stuff in my collection that are worth some things. But who is like I guess, are you that much of a fan? Which is fine. I mean, I'm not taking anything away from any fans. But I mean, good for you. That's great. That's why I think a lot of the sports card stuff is starting to die, because like a lot of people just send fan mail. They'll get an autograph back.
Yeah.
Like Wayne Gretzky only has one autographed Wayne Gretzky rookie card,
Oh.
and he's the one who has it.
Oh.
That's a fun little tidbit.
Yeah,
Right.
that goes that's right in his safe. So if you ever see a Wayne Gretzky rookie card, that's fake,
Huh.
because that's the one in the world, and it's worth fucking everything.
Of course.
That's why people, when they sign things, they always pick a specific place to sign it and stuff. And I think that, I mean, when we saw, Kevin Smith and Jason Mewes. Oh, he signed it while making a personal appearance to at a single A baseball stadium. There you go.
Huh.
Oh, the only celebrity autograph I ever have is a copy of a Season 1 C-Lab 2021 by Eric Estrada.
Nice.
That's amazing, though.
Billy
Right.
Tremendous.
That's like so
Oh.
weird and awesome.
Right?
And wild.
So
Yes.
brilliantly random. I love that.
Yes, I'm sorry I read that second and then one. That is the dopest autograph you might possibly have.
Fuck yeah.
I'm trying to think. I think the only autograph I have it right here. I'll show you. Hold on. Patiently wait. This is gonna mean nothing to anybody except for me, which is why I have it.
It's just Greg's autograph on a Ninja Turtle
It's just
pop.
me. It's just a picture of me.
That was-
I have this mammoth book. You can't even see it
Great
on there.
Oh, nice.
This
No,
is
neither.
signed.
Good weekend, yeah.
That's signed by David Hayter, the
Yep.
voice of Solid
Alright.
Snake. And up here it says, Greg, you're pretty good, which I love.
That's great.
I
think-
love this. And I did exactly what I'm railing against. I literally went up to him at a con and had him sign it, but
See, I don't
I
think
didn't
that's.
care.
I don't think that's the worst thing in the world. Was it like
but
a?
again, it is literally the only thing I have signed, and
Well-
I'm just happy to have it.
Well, when you say that, was it like
Right.
something that did you pay $15 to get it signed, or was it just like, hey, I'm meeting you, David Hayter, would you sign this for me?
No, I paid. I
Did you
paid
have
a lot of money.
Did you have a
for it,
conversation with him? Was it
Little
just
bit.
like,
Not much, but a little bit. We shot the shit about the con. It's weird to be a vendor at a con and like talk to
Yeah.
other people who are vending because every conversation always just devolves to like, so, how's the con going?
Right.
that's my opening at every single person I talk to during a con,
Yeah.
including you and Faith. We'll be there 3 days. It's like, so, Greg, how's the con going? You're like, shut the fuck up. So I think like there's a big difference between celebrities, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
So like, okay, imagine you are. We're in New York for some reason. The
Good
city.
I'm in New York. Let's
point.
go
This-
to a Broadway
the
show.
And we just happen to see like David Hayter out. There's not a con in town. Just like, would it be okay for us to be like, hey, Mr. Hayter, I don't want to disturb you, but would you mind signing like my phone? I don't know what you could sign.
I don't know. I think it is. Here's what prevents me because I've had probably 20 opportunities in my life to engage with somebody of celebrity status that I'm like familiar with. Like I saw
Sure.
that bald cooking show dude in Manhattan once. Like I don't know anything about that guy. I literally don't even know his name.
The guy from Smashing Pumpkins, Billy Corgan.
Yeah, I saw Billy Corgan.
You called him the cooking show guy?
It was not Billy Corgan.
Binge with Babish.
Um,
Binge with Babish, that's what it was.
it's not him, but
not
it doesn't
him
matter.
either?
I saw some random cooking, like the Food Network guy, like
Okay.
not like YouTube star.
And you were like, you're a thing I know.
Right. I
What's
don't.
up, Cook Bro? Yay!
I don't engage
Bacon, bacon,
with
bacon,
a
baby.
celebrity unless I think I can have a meaningful conversation with them.
Sure. That's
Not just, hey, I like your shit,
fair.
or
Right.
anything like that. I want to at least be able to be like, hey, I really enjoyed in this movie the choices you made about something. Like I want to have like a real conversation. If I can't, I don't approach them.
Sure.
And I feel like that's like the threshold. Like if I saw somebody on the street, like if I saw one of you guys, I would be able to go up and have a conversation with you. Whereas if I'm
I don't
not
know,
going
Greg.
to,
I've
I'm
had
just
some-
not going to engage in that.
I've had some conversation with you, bud. I don't know.
I actually saw Sean at the mall the other day.
Was that real weird?
Did you stiff arm him? Like, boom!
No, but like I was leaving the mall and Sean was pulling in, and he drove past me and I waved, and then Kat was like, "Hey, do you want to go talk to him?" I was like, "No,
Yeah, there's no need.
no." I just got in my car and
Not at
drove
all.
away. Like I don't need to talk to Sean more. Like I
Right.
see him 50 hours a week.
Why would anyone want that?
Well, yeah, who wants to talk to that?
Go lay down, Goober. Come on.
Billy, that's exactly right. Like, I can stand next to a celebrity, but if I don't have anything meaningful to say, I think it's just better to stay quiet. Like, let them have it. And, you know, Ty was talking about a famous relative of his. I've seen people, like, I've played golf with Ty and him.
Sure.
And I saw a pair of people once, and I've seen this a few times at restaurants. People, like, get up the courage to go talk to him, and it's
Right.
very funny to watch. I once saw two people take 18 holes to gather the courage, and like of a golf, 18 holes.
The entire time there's like, it's like we can
We can hear them
we are
talk.
golfing. We can hear them
Right.
talk. They're like, should we go over? Should we go over?
Should we go talk to him?
Really
Should we
funny.
talk to him? I think I know who
It was
that is.
hysterical. And
It's
eventually they did, but like it was just funny to see people like flustered about this. I don't know.
Well, that's the same thing. Like my relative is usually cool with it unless it's like, you know, we're having a nice something going on. You know, it's like I think it's like, yeah, sure, I'll sign whatever you want. All right, have a great night. Just don't take much of my time.
Sure.
But that's, I mean, how much of an experience is that for anybody with any celebrity? And maybe
Right.
that's just something I'm used to. I'm dead to. It's just like, well, yeah, all right. You just someone comes up to someone you know and they ask for an autograph, and they're just like, all right, cool, deuces. Or it's like,
Right.
listen, I'm trying to have a dinner here.
Right.
I'll sign this
But
for
you
you.
can't. You know, nowadays you can't even be like, hey, I'm trying to eat, because next thing you know, you're like blown up on Twitter for being like an asshole or something.
I don't.
Right.
Then that's fine. People will also support you unless you're, you know, Robert Downey Jr.
Is that the threshold? Is he in trouble? Is he in trouble for like stiff arming some kid?
He did blackface, Greg. Did you know this?
Yeah, like 20 years ago.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In a satirical role.
Right. That was the point.
This is how
The
Twitter
point was
works,
how
Greg.
stupid that is.
This is how Twitter works.
Right.
He did blackface. You're in trouble.
Yeah.
But no, it's just I know it's ridiculous,
Whoops.
but at the same time, it's like, and that's why I think like a lot of people will be like no one's gonna be like, yeah, give me $10, let's go.
I
Right.
think that would be fucking funny.
Well, not everyone's Virgil, Faith.
That's true. But that would make me laugh. Like if I met someone randomly that was famous and they were like, give me $10. Just no fucking give me $10. I think that'd be real fucking funny.
Yo, you
That would
gotta
make it that would
spot
make
me a
it so
10.
that would make it so extra for me.
And I still think the best thing I've ever seen with anyone dealing with anything like this is the guy who tried to take a picture of Chloe. I think it was Chloe Grace Moretz
Okay.
eating at like a ramen shop, but he didn't realize he had the photo on, so it's just a picture of her going like at the camera.
Poor thing. But see, now that to me is more invasive than if he had just gone up and said, hey, can I get an autograph or a
Right.
picture or whatever? Because at least then he would have been asking for her permission.
There it is. I found it. I'm gonna send it to you guys, and I might make this our background for the next episode.
Was that in general?
Yes.
Oh,
Engage.
So wonderful.
I don't see it. Where is it?
I'm working on it, Gregory.
Beep boop that over to me, bud.
Speaking of which, speaking of Harvey Birdman attorney at law,
Were we?
No.
Okay.
yesterday I was helping Mike move some stuff around the back shelves,
Mm-hmm.
and on the bottom shelf was a bunch of Marvel Select Thing action figures. So as I was moving that, I said to him, "Hey Mike, did you get that thing I sent you?"
There's no way in a billion years he got that.
No, but Sean was there and he laughed because he doesn't understand what that reference is.
No, but he knows I say it a lot.
Oh yeah, we say it all the time.
No way to top that.
I love it. Oof. I'm gonna switch topics now.
Yeah.
I've been playing Cyberpunk 2077.
Have you?
Well, I mean, I've been playing it as much as the game will allow me to play it.
Did you give
Ew.
yourself a reasonable sized dick?
No, that's not how it works, by the way.
There you go. There's the
Like-
I found the picture. It's in the
Okay.
Discord.
That's a good pick. Yeah, like,
What thing?
your options are vagina, dick 1, dick 2, or nothing. Which is just like you wear underwear.
Thing. Sure.
It's not like it's not like you pick a dick and then you like, you slide it, you know.
I think I remember someone complaining about how the nothing feature, like, locks you out of certain gameplay options.
No, it was the other way around. It was if you pick the circumcised dick, then you get or the uncircumcised dick, you get
Oh, Huh.
You get yelled at.
Interesting.
weird.
Anyway,
I love seeing
the
Project
game-
Red.
It's a Doberman. Let it have its ears.
the game is something else. It's really good
Okay.
when it works,
But glitchy.
but it
yeah.
rarely works.
Right.
Like my game crashed 3 times on me the other day. And each time, rather than be like, oh shit, that sucks, keep going, it was like, alright, I guess I'm done playing this now.
Sure.
You know? But like when it works, it's like groundbreaking. But when it doesn't work,
Okay.
it's like devastatingly awful.
See, I had the exact opposite reaction.
Okay.
Because when Cyberpunk went on sale, I bought Doom Eternal, and I've been playing that for the last few days. And that is the dopest game in the fucking world.
Right.
I'm just ripping eyes out and like slamming dudes in the face. Oh, it's so tight and well made and perfect. And I'm sure Cyberpunk's gonna be great in like a year. Once they
That's exactly it. In a
once-
year, this game is going to be the best game. Like, it's going to be the greatest game ever made.
classic No Man's
Okay.
Sky.
Yeah, exactly. But there's like a bunch of those games now. You know, like most live games are just that now. It's like, well, you know, your opinion of Destiny is entirely subjective, but Destiny was like dog shit, and then it got better. And then Destiny 2 was dog shit, and then it got better. These like the ability to like patch games and change them and like mold them to like trends and stuff is so bizarre.
Right.
If this game, you know, if this game came out in 2002, it'd be like a 5 out of 10 because the game doesn't function literally.
Sure.
But now you can kind of give it the benefit of the doubt. It's like, all right, well now this is a 5 out of 10, but like they're going to help with performance and they're going to fix some of these bugs and all that stuff. So like it's like the potential of a 9 out of 10, but not there yet. It's weird. It's weird to like evaluate games when you just know they're not complete.
Right.
I played the original Witcher, and that was harsh. Witcher 2 is great. Witcher 3 is a masterpiece. And I'm like, it's the same thing with anything now. Especially, you know, this is the same thing that happened with like Rick and Morty the last season. Everyone demands it. It's like, fine, we'll release something subpar, except Rick and Morty can't fix it in post.
Right.
Yeah. Well, it's bizarre that like oh fuck, I totally lost my train of thought. I'm sorry.
And maybe they shouldn't have done it with like.
Oh,
maybe they
well,
should have
that's
done.
the thing. This game, they were in like a no-win situation because they quite obviously knew that the game needed more time to cook.
Right.
And you know, like I looked at my pre-order. My pre-order was from May of 2019, and that's when I thought the game was still coming out in 2019.
Right.
And they kept pushing it back, and they kept pushing it back, and they kept promising it's like we're not pushing this back. And then like 2 weeks later, be like, ah, shit.
Well, I'm not gonna get too far into like Cyberpunk stuff, but because I haven't played it yet, I doubt Faith has played it. But is it a matter of like they started development for PS4, Xbox One, and then
Well, that's
PC,
that's
and then
definitely
like,
an element to that.
and then there was like,
Oh, okay.
no, we need to optimize this for PS5, Xbox One S1. S10011001100, and then PC as well. So like they moved everything up more, and then
There's
Xbox.
definitely an element. Like I'm playing on PS5, and it primarily functions with a few glitches. You know, like sometimes the ragdoll animations are weird. There was a cutscene with Keanu Reeves smoking a cigarette, and then he threw the cigarette down and like snuffed it out, but the cigarette was still like hanging there.
That's the
Like
dream.
not in his mouth and not in his hands, just in the scene.
I
And then the
paid
game
money
has
for
crashed
that.
3 times on me. You know, and every time it's crashed, it's been like doing essentially the same thing, like getting out of a car. And I think
Yeah.
whatever the mechanism is that switches like the engine from in the car to out of the car, like just stops it.
It's just broken. Yeah.
It's just broken.
So Cyberpunk 2027 or 2077 Game of the Year 2021. Here we go.
Yeah, but from my understanding is that I'm playing on PS5, on PS4 and Xbox One, it is literally broken beyond repair. Like CD Projekt Red is giving refunds to people who ask for them. And even like they were like, look, if you bought it from GameStop, you gotta take it back to GameStop. But if they give you shit about it, send us an email and we'll see what we can do for you.
Wow.
Like they're responding well. It's like, we sold you a broken game, we know it, we're sorry. If you want your money back, we understand. But yeah, like I don't think it will ever function properly on those older systems, even though the game was supposed to come out for that.
Right.
I think it was
and I don't know if
supposed
that
to.
was just like, the idea of like your eyes are too big for your stomach. Like you want to eat the whole pizza, but halfway through you're done.
Well, I think we're halfway into like a Duke Nukem situation where it's like, oh, look what we can do. What, the new stuff's coming out? Check out how much more we can do. Can we tone it
and
down
I think you're right.
for the other stuff? And it just didn't work.
This game's been in development for 8 years.
Yeah.
So that's exactly what happened. They didn't have a PS5 dev kit when they started this game. They didn't know what an RTX 3090 was going to look like. So I think like as the new specs came out, they were like, guys, I think we can actually make this something kind of special. But also, the entire world has already pre-ordered this for Xbox One.
Right.
It's like, what do we do? And I don't know.
Make the PC the best! PC!
Yeah. PC Master Race. PC really is the master race at this shit.
It really is.
Like, I had to spend, whatever my PS5 cost or my Series X.
Wink.
I had to spend $500 to catch my PS5 up to my PC, which is now 3 years old. Like,
Right.
I finally get to play Destiny on my television at the same frame rate I have always been playing it at on my PC.
Right.
And that's weird. It's like a weird disconnect. PCs are so much better, but they're also so much. This cost me $2,200.
Sure.
Yeah, but also that's gonna last you 15 years.
Right.
10 years.
I am just now, for the first time in the 3 years I've had this PC, I have had to bump my settings down from like ultra high to high.
Right.
Do yourself a favor. Open your like, you should be like airing out it for like once a month with just some canned air. Just get dust and stuff out.
Yeah, I can because my you can see through my PC. Here, I'll show you.
I get the same thing. Yeah.
There we go. You can like see through my PC. Like there's like an LED. There's like a TV screen on the front. Like
Fancy.
that's yeah.
Yeah. I am mad jelly of his computer. Let me
You
tell you.
can literally see the dust on the inside of that TV
Yeah, just
screen.
$10 canned air, clear it out, man.
Yeah, no, I got to get on that for sure.
It'll run so much better. Get yourself some more RAM, you'll be fine.
Got yourself a stew cooking, baby.
Yeah. Graphics cards do not move this
I don't know what
fast.
that means.
I do want a new graphics card though. Why, you might ask? Because I love spending money.
Well, then buy me a new graphics card. No, I'm kidding. I didn't.
You can have this one.
What is it? No, we'll find out
this.
later.
Okay.
But if you do, I will buy that for a high price.
Yeah, even used, this is still like a $500.
What are you
card.
buying? What are you selling? Resident Evil 4. Great game. All right,
I never
we're...
beat it. I guess I should get on that.
Well, no, because you don't have Resident Evil 5 co-op play that you can play with me, where we punch boulders together, and I keep on telling you to please press A when this next prompt comes up. And then...
Look, dog, it wasn't always A. That was probably fucking me up further.
Here it
You're
comes,
like,
Greg.
press A, but it
Here it
wasn't
comes.
A.
Here it comes, Greg. Here comes the QuickTime event. And then we both get thrown out the helicopter.
I will admit that was primarily my fault. But also, fuck you. And I love you.
All right, guys. We'll take a few minutes here. I'm not gonna play the music because I'm not a felon. We will jump back in a second with our top 5 holiday specials.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
And
I
also-
gotta make this list. I don't have much of a list, Ty. I very much struggled with this.
It's
You're
way
good at
easier
improv,
than you.
Greg. It's fine.
It's way easier than you think it is. Trust me. And also, I'm gonna talk a little bit about the Grinch the musical that just came out on cable and Hulu. So enjoy that one. Be right back.
All right, I'll be back.
Are you following me? Stop following me. Dog, stop following. Come on. Come on. Are you still around? Are you still doing your stuff? That's fine. The weird thing is this show actually stemmed off from something completely different. Not even our wrestling shows. It started off from us, Greg and I. Every Tuesday we would get together and play PlayStation games via PS4, just playing everything that was on our shows. Or not our shows, our PlayStations. Hey, Faith.
Handsome.
I was explaining the actual... Welcome back. Remember how this show actually started, Greg?
The show Ashley?
This show actually started. Sorry.
Do I remember how this show actually started?
Yes.
Like this very specific episode?
No, not this episode, but this like Tuesday stream show started. Because Greg and I...
You and Faith were doing something. It had nothing to do with me.
No, even before that, Greg and I would get together every Tuesday. We would play stuff on my couch. On our PlayStation. Yeah. So we would do like PlayStation gaming streams. We did a great Axiom Verge speed run, which we are way off of the world record.
Yeah, it's still going.
No, we got that. We finished it.
Yeah, we beat Axiom Verge. That probably my favorite game of 2018. 2017.
That game was so great. Oh boy. But yeah, just the way things change.
Yeah, I kind of miss that, to be honest with you.
I try to do more game streams. I forget.
The thing is, like, I'm gonna bemoan something I enjoy, which is probably just me in a nutshell.
Classic Greg. Sorry.
The problem is, I enjoy these things, but they're so time consuming.
Sure.
To like actually get up on Tuesday and go over to Ty's place to like stream for 5 hours or whatever. Like your Tuesday is fucking shot by the time you're done with it. And it's fun. Like I enjoy doing it for sure, but at the same time, like, you want to. The fact that we do this every Tuesday at 2:00 is like it's good for us. Like it's a shit time frame, but it's good that we do it.
Sure.
You want to be consistent, and like if you miss a week, like 1 week turns into 2 weeks, turns into no audience. And right now, there's a 2 underneath our picture right there. I don't want to turn that into a 1.
We got Billy Tremendous. Billy Tremendous, you are number one stream right now. If you wanted to throw in next week, our top 5 is going to be top 5 Christmas movies or holiday movies.
Where's the gang? Like we usually have like a couple people here. I don't know where.
Yeah.
It's the holidays.
Wednesday's working.
I don't know where the regulars are. Do we know Billy Tremendous in real life? Billy
Tremendous,
do we know you in real life? I don't think we do.
Billy Tremendous, follow us on Twitter at 1004 name, or not, that's me, but at idiots. Yeah. Ultra Cool Idiots is our Twitter. And if you want to throw us your top 5, we will read that on stream. We've done that plenty of times. It's a lot of fun. Oh no, Billy Tremendous killed them!
Dude.
Billy, no!
Dog eat dog, man.
Well, yeah, I mean, if they couldn't fend for themselves, I guess they deserve it. Next week's top 5, we're doing top 5 holiday movies. As long as
I already have my list because that's what I thought we were doing this.
Yeah, I told Greg something different, and then I realized I told Faye something different earlier, and then...
It's a classic Ty bit. He just tells us both 2 different things.
Then I decide what's better afterwards.
If it was intentional, I'd be on board.
So next week, holiday movies. Your top 5 holiday movies. If you say 8 Crazy Nights, then maybe you win or lose. I don't know.
That counts, right?
It is. So what brought this up to me initially was the fact that my wife is the...
My wife, am I right? Topical again.
Is nice.
It's back, baby.
Yes, you miss.
Yeah, Borat.
I never stopped saying it. Just for the
I say
record.
it all the time, yeah. What type of dog is this? Loves Christmas stuff, holiday stuff, whatever.
Sure.
So we watched The Grinch musical. It was on, I think, like NBC or something, but it made its way to Hulu, where we watched it. And holy shit, it might be the worst thing I've seen in a long time. Greg, have you seen Jim Carrey's The Grinch?
Not in a long time, and boy, did I hate it.
I've never seen it.
I think it's fine. I think the movie's okay up until it gets to the point where the little girl sings, "Where are you, Christmas?" That movie is going fine, and then that song itself takes an hour and a half to sing. It's awful. This TV adaptation of a stage play that ran from 2007 to 2007.
All the best musicals get in and get out. They don't want to linger. They don't want to hang around.
Yeah.
It's like Seussical, The Grinch the Musical, and Spider-Man Turn Off the Dark. These are the top 3 musicals in the world.
I'm still pissed I never got to experience that.
Me too.
Me too.
I also want to see someone die on stage.
I don't not want to see that.
So
If it's gonna happen, I want to see it.
Yeah, I don't want to go for it. I'm not
I don't
gonna
want it to happen, but if it's going
No,
to,
exactly. I want to be there and
enjoy
witness.
it.
Yeah. So the movie's the musical's fine. It's just The Grinch. It's told through the eyes of Max the dog, and which is
a weird fucking choice.
I'm sorry. It's told through the eyes of 3 Max the dogs. It's old Max, young Max who's doing flips and shit, and then middle
Naturally.
like mid-20s Max, who's the Max from the show, the movie. And everything just goes through everything you want. Like, the first musical number takes 18 goddamn minutes. It's like, the Grinch is like, I hate Christmas. I hate Christmas Day. I hate Christmas Eve. I don't need to tell you why. And they cut to the Who's where like, well, the Grinch hates Christmas. He hates Christmas Eve. He hates Christmas Days. We're going to tell you why. This goes on for so goddamn long. That's not the worst part of the musical. The worst part of the musical is when the Grinch steals Christmas. It's a famous scene. He goes down the chimney. He steals everything. And as he's about to go out of Cindy Lou Who's chimney, she comes down and she's like, I had a nightmare. He's like, it's like, oh no, it's okay. I'm Santa Claus. I'm taking your Christmas tree away because there's this one light here that's not blinking right. So I'm going to take it back to my thing, and I'm going to take it back to my workshop, fix it up, bring it right back. Everything will be fine tomorrow morning. And then Cindy Lou Who sings a song about how she wants to fuck the Grinch. The hook of us.
Okay,
Say
so
what?
I definitely checked out there for a second.
Yeah, exactly.
I've checked back in, and I'm gonna need some clarity.
The hook of the song
Right.
is, "You're my Santa for a day." Which, children, if you're listening, children, please. If a man dressed as Santa Claus breaks into your house and attempts to steal everything in there, don't sing a song about how you think he's a good guy and then hold his hand and sing lovingly into his eyes about how he's your Santa Claus.
It's a weird direction to take.
It's not weird. It's not weird. It's weird. No. I was like backing away from the team, like, no.
She's still a child, right? She's still like a tiny
Oh, yeah,
child.
she's still 10. Yeah, she's still 10. I was expecting Chris Hansen to burst into the scene. Like, Mr. Grinch, why don't you have a seat over here? What are you doing here tonight? He was like, I'm just trying to steal a Christmas. You're just trying to steal a Christmas, huh? Let me read back what you just said. I will be your Santa Claus for the night. Did you say that? Did you say that? You have a sack full of presents for her. You know what? You're
Very
free to go.
problematic.
You're free to go. Just go on out that door. And then the Grinch gets tased, and I watch that on YouTube 12 times a day.
Right, of course. Bless
Excuse
you.
me. Thank you.
Oh, you were sneezing. I thought you were dabbing. I don't know. Yeah, it's like at you.
Remember that wrestler who dabbed when he came out and he won that cruiserweight thing and they gave him that dope entrance and then he went away forever?
Tell him what he's doing now, Ty.
Porn. Is it porn?
Nope.
Oh boy.
We are never going to get to the top 5. TJ Perkins is currently the one of the champions in what was it? Ring of Honor? No, not Ring of Honor.
Is it Ring of Glory?
No, because that's what I looked up.
We were literally just discovering this.
I'm just gonna look up Master P Wrestling because Master P owns it.
Oh, that's great. Holy shit, he just won the X Division Championship.
House of Glory.
House of Glory, that's
House
great.
of Glory is Master P. Ring of Glory is something I tried to explain to Faith because I was trying to figure out if Ring of Glory counted as a Christmas special, which I decided it did not.
I don't think it does.
No, right.
I don't think it does. No. I mean, they talk about Jesus a little bit, but there's no Christmas in it, you know?
Yeah.
Unless they're talking about Jesus' birth, I guess. Probably not.
Right.
And
Boy.
AJ Styles does have a sword, and he declares himself the new Jesus. So maybe. No.
Yeah. Mm, gray area.
I am fairly confident there is another Ring of Glory DVD.
There might be. We'll talk about this later. I really want there to be. I want there to be so hard.
Dear Santa.
Do you have the Ring of Glory DVD, or does Mark have that?
No, that's mine. I bought that.
Oh, fuck yes.
Can I borrow that to rip that so I can put it on the internet for the three of us to watch at some point?
Yeah, sure.
Yes. Yes. All right, but back to the Grinch musical.
Grinch musical, holy shit. And it's not even subtle. She's just like, they close up to her, like, grabbing the Grinch's hand, like, and then, like, stroking it, like, you're my Santa Claus.
Damn it.
It's like, oh, what is happening right now?
Yeah.
And it's just, it's awful. Everything that doesn't have the
like
Grinch, everything that does not have the Grinch in it is just like that Where Are You Christmas song, where everything takes an hour and a half. They sing a song about how it's not about what you buy, it's about how much you spend, but it's also not about what you spend, it's about how much you buy, but also there's a song about pedophiles.
Well, what's more Christmassy than that?
Literally anything in the world, Faith.
Right. That's the right answer.
Let's talk about Hollywood.
Right.
BAM!
Hot it.
So I've been watching a lot of Christmas specials, and I thought, hey, let's talk about Christmas specials, shall we?
Yeah, right on.
Would someone
We shan't. Moving on.
All right, next week we'll talk about 2 top 5s.
Oh, that's not what I wanted. TJ Perkins, huh?
Yeah, TJ Perkins. He is the current Honor of Glory or whatever it is.
House of Glory.
House of Glory.
Honor. Something.
Ring of Honor? I don't know. No, ROH is different.
Doesn't matter.
Glory of Rings.
That's the one.
But for an extra double fun time, check out the WCWTF podcast episode of Ring of Glory. It is some of our best work, I honestly think.
It is some of our best work.
It's so good that
and one of my favorite things we've ever watched. We used to watch it on Christmas.
I actually did a remaster of it a few years back. I re-edited everything, rebalanced everything.
That's great.
It's one of my favorite things in the world.
Yeah.
And it's worth watching or listening to.
Right on.
But yes. Today's top 5 is top 5 Christmas specials. Now, this was not Christmas movies. I limited this to Christmas specials, either TV shows that are Christmas themed, or like the TV shows you only watch during Christmas. You know, like no one's gonna pop on Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer that you saw on ABC in the middle of like August. You know,
You're a real weirdo.
unless you're my wife. My wife.
So, full disclosure here,
All right.
sort of.
Disclose it.
I
Disclose it.
on TGIF podcast this month we are doing Christmas episodes.
I'm excited.
Good.
Yeah, I think this will be pretty good. The Thanksgiving one is still my favorite because I just get to rail on these shit shows for a while. Shows that I generally like. Like I like Boy Meets World, but I think the
Sure.
Thanksgiving episode was utter dog shit.
Right.
So like, I left off at least one thing from this list that I'm going to be talking about again in like tomorrow.
Perfect.
Which is the Perfect Strangers episode because I love Perfect Strangers more than life.
So you left it off until right now.
Like it's so that show is so fucking good. We've watched 3 episodes so far,
Oh,
and
man.
every single one of them is held up.
I fucking love Perfect Strangers. I don't care what anyone says.
It is, I mean, legitimate. So like, we watch Full House, and Full House is shit. We watch Boy Meets
Right.
World, and it's like, well, this is a fun show for teenagers or like
Sure.
young adults. You know,
Great.
same thing with Step by Step, same thing with Family Matters. It's like, you know what? For family programming, this is not too bad.
Right.
Perfect Strangers is a legitimately great television show.
Fuck yes.
I'm gonna pop 2 things in here. Yay, Perfect Strangers, amazing.
Right.
B, Boy Meets World gets real weird
Wee.
They're
because
in
Yes.
space now.
no, it gets to the point where the crowd is wooing for literal preteens making out. It's like,
Yeah.
hey, maybe you guys are a few years early for the Grinch musical.
The other thing about Boy Meets World is that they grow up like almost instantly. Like they're
Yeah.
kids for like a season, and then they're like adults.
That's what growing up is, man.
Yeah.
We were 22
22,
last
you know?
year.
Damn it.
Last year
Yeah,
we
anyway.
were eating too much Taco Bell and playing Guitar Hero, and now here we are.
That literally was yesterday.
Yeah.
So young, so naive. We have the whole world ahead of us. Now look.
It's better to Guitar Hero out than golf away.
Yeah, and so like my list is shit. So that's.
I'm sure
that's
it's better
fine.
than you
fine,
think
yeah.
it is.
Oh,
Yeah.
you always
The
have
other
good
issue
lists.
I have is like this is the other half of this full disclosure is that a lot of this stuff from when I was a kid is like weirdly religious. And it like does not resonate with me now, but it certainly did when I was a kid.
I was in my mid-20s before I realized, wow, the Charlie Brown Christmas has just like 16 minutes of just full Bible verses.
Right.
Like, wow,
I
this
think we
is-
lost faith. I thought she was making that disinterested face at what I was saying, but I think she actually just froze. But see, as a man, I see that look in a woman, and what that says is to just keep going. Just
I'm
keep
used-
talking
yeah,
about whatever I'm talking about.
I'm used to it. That's fine. I'm gonna let my dog in while she reboots her. What?
All right, I guess it's solo song and dance time.
Yeah.
My name is Greg, and I'm here to say...
Greg, if you want to take a second to pitch your other podcast you're on, you can do this now.
Hey,
Is
I
it
can
good
do
time
that.
for it?
That's
Yeah.
true. So for our one viewer, as it stands right now, Billy Tremendous, my best name ever name. If you're into TGIF or people listening, I guess in future YouTube, myself, Megastar Mark from WCWTF Podcast, and Ryan Murphy. Actually, I don't know Ryan's last name. From the Nation of Conversation podcast, we do a monthly TGIF podcast It's always themed. First episode was guest stars. Then we've actually just been doing holidays. We did Halloween, which is a good episode. Thanksgiving, which is my favorite episode so far. And then we are recording Christmas tomorrow. It's been really fun, mostly to go back and watch some of those shows, like things that meant a lot to me when I was a kid. And I feel like most people our age have a similar affection for those things. Faith is 100% gone now. That's okay. Just me, I'm bigger. That's really all that matters. First time I've ever said that about myself. Look, you can see Ty's Doom Eternal. Quick, if enhance, maybe we can get his screen name. Password. Anyway. Yeah, so if you want to watch, if you want to do some TGIF retrospectives, Ryan edits those podcasts in like lightning speed. It takes him like a day. So if we're recording Wednesday, it'll probably be we post on Mondays. So it'll be available the following Monday. Whoa, did we lose?
I think she's on her phone.
What happened?
Now.
Did your power go out?
Yeah, all of it.
Whoa!
Really shit out.
Whoa, that's intense.
Right? Just real random too.
All right.
Stand by the window so I can get some natural light. Here we go.
Oh, look at that.
Hey, that's a good look. I'll take it.
So yeah, that episode will be out on the 21st.
Also, thank you, Greg, for bad-mouthing my editing skills.
I am bad-mouth your editing skills. That was not the intent of that.
I'm kidding.
Ryan literally does it professionally. Like, his job is audio editing.
Nice.
So it's just like less of an undertaking for him.
Yeah, because he has to deal with you and Mark. Bebopping, scatting all over the place.
They do a fair amount of bebopping and scatting.
Yeah, dude. It's like... It's a completely different dynamic. Because Ryan is 100% on task. Like, he reads an essay, and then Mark and I shit on things. And he's like, alright, I'm going to read another essay.
All right.
Well, you're throwing me under the bus. I gave you a shout out on your fucking name. Worst name ever.
Best name ever, Billy
Butthead.
We're like Greg Butthead. Moving on.
No,
Apparently, I just have to tell you guys that it's time to move on. We can just move on then. Christmas special.
No, because I don't get pleasure out of making Ryan upset yet, whereas you and I have 20 years history of it.
Who would like to go first with the number 5 Christmas specials?
I'll get mine out of the way because, like I said, my thing is shit. My number 5 is Rudolph. That's a good one.
That is a good one. I like Rudolph.
Faith, you're number 5.
That is a good one. That's classic. I see Rudolph in a different way than I did when I was a kid now. I feel terrible for Rudolph and how exploited he is.
Interesting.
I didn't hear any of that, and I don't think the rest of the world did either.
I heard it. She feels terrible for Rudolph and how exploited he is.
Yeah.
You're just coming through like real choppy.
I mean, that is it, right? That's like life in a nutshell. But also, I mean, he's special. Like, I think like the base moral of Rudolph is still admirable to an extent.
Yeah, you're special and weird until you're useful. In which case, get to fucking work.
All right, look, it's fucking Christmas, and you know I like to read too much into everything. So...
I know, I'm being one of those guys. I know, and I fully.
You're being me, and it's funny, and I get it. But also, come on.
I was gonna see if you were gonna be me or if you were just be you again.
That's fair.
No, I mean that is the correct read of that situation.
No, it's
Who gives
not.
a fuck about Rudolph until we can exploit him? You're correct, but also I'd like the general premise of like, you know what? We need to give people a shot, even if they're not for you. I don't know.
No, it's just like not everyone who you think is weird is the worst. Just because they may have a glowing nose or an uncircumcised penis, it's not like the worst thing in the world. Okay, but you guys just
right.
Chill
You
out
just have
about
to
it.
persevere through your ailment.
Yeah. It's not their fault. They didn't choose this.
It's a good one. It's classic.
It's fine. Look, again, my list is shit because first off, I just didn't come up with much, and second,
Come on.
there you go. I don't know.
I mean, my
Faith, number 5.
Yeah.
My number 5 is Bob's Burgers episode Christmas in the Car. I don't care for Christmas, and this to me represents like everything I hate about family Christmas.
No, this is my
His wife
every
puts the
Christmas.
tree up way too early.
Yep.
Right. So Christmas Eve, they have no choice but to get a new tree. Then his wife wants to stop and get a Dutch baby, which takes way too long to make.
Yep. I've
Then
made a Dutch baby. They're awesome, but not worth the time.
Then his wife is honking randomly at a deranged driver, and his kids are going crazy in the back seat. This is everything. It's like all my Christmas anxiety about spending it with family.
I was
wrapped
doing
up in
jingle
one
bells.
episode.
Bam,
And I also love the
bam,
jam,
bam.
Christmas in the Jungle.
Jingle
Yeah.
in the jungle.
What
Jing-
oh, yes, that's what it is. Jingle in the Jungle, yes. But he even points out that he can't hear the song. He can't hear you singing. He just hears the honking. He has no idea what you're doing. It's so good. I love it.
You know, Billy Tremendous brings up a good point. The other boys picked on Rudolph, but the chicks were all over him.
Well, until she realized that his nose was fucked.
Yeah.
Now,
He
that's
had
just...
to cover it with he had to cover it up. And he talked all weird.
I'm just going to keep on bringing Rudolph's nose back to circumcision, so I'm going to go on with my number 5. Which is A Year Without Santa Claus.
Good
What's
one.
that?
It's the one with the Miser Brothers.
Snow Miser?
Yeah. Specifically because the Heat Miser and Snow Miser songs are fucking bangers. And they will get them in my head all the time. I'm Mr. Heat Miser.
Oh, yeah, that is
I'm
a fucking
Mr.
banger.
Ba-dum. It's about how Christmas sucks unless, like... Especially if you're with not the heat or the snow. It's perfect. It's wonderful. It's great.
Yeah.
And also, who gives a shit about Santa Claus? We don't need that fat fuck.
No one wants a skinny Santa. That's American.
I make my own magic.
Yeah. Check it out. I can burn your face off or freeze it.
Santa is a peculiar thing, right?
Let's save this
Like,
conversation
why
till
are
next
we
week.
propagating this?
Save the conversation till next week, please.
Okay.
If you don't mind.
All right, I don't mind.
I still have some things to do after this, and that sounds like a Christmas convo, which I think we can do next week.
All right.
When Faith can also enjoy it, because she's a little bit handheld
the
right
Christmas
now.
season will march on.
Yeah.
Literally.
This is Happy Mary Part 1. So, Part 2 is next week.
Okay. Well, I'll bring up my gripes with Santa Claus next week.
Yeah, just put a pin in it.
Yeah.
I got a lot of problems with you people. You're gonna hear about them.
Do your Ready
Maybe
Santa...
that should be on my list.
That's
Ready?
not mine.
Ready Santa
Okay.
1 is next week.
Then I won't.
All right?
Ready Santa 1. Done.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. We'll talk about it when Faith gets there. All right. So, you got anything more to say about the Miser Brothers?
No, I think it's just fun, and I mean, it's like, it adds a little bit of, like, even a Jack Frost and kind of, like, side character thing to the whole Santa Claus mythos, which leads into that the Guardians of whatever that movie was, where a bunch of fucking Tumblr chicks were, like, creaming their jeans over an emo Jack Frost.
What corners of the internet do you visit?
All of them. I have nothing else to do, Gregory!
You could like.
I have nothing else to do, Gregory. See, I can do both. I could be your Angle or your Devil.
I don't need that. All right. Are we on the next one?
Well, I want to figure out what this movie is.
Oh, okay.
Rise of the Guardians. It's the one where like, every holiday
The
has
Owl
their own...
movie?
No, that's the Guardians of Gahul.
Oh.
And that's the one that Matt Damon played on Liz Lemon's Flight.
That's a very funny bit, by the way.
Is.
Like, the idea that the pilot just keeps hearing the same movie over and over again, so he keeps equating everything to that movie. That's a hysterical bit.
Oh, yeah. It's a great show.
It is a good show.
Legend of the Guardian has, like, every holiday has their own mascot, and they all get together because something happens. It's not great, but...
Oh, yeah, I think I saw that.
I definitely
Was
did.
it was, like, not recent. It was, like, 8 years ago recent.
Rise of the Guardians... Oh, that's the wiki. I don't want that. Rise of the Guardians... Oh, Chris Pine. Hello. Didn't mean to say hello. Sorry. 2012.
Meow. Am I right? Captain Kirk, beam me up.
Kirk be meow. 2012. Greg, go. 2012. Greg
accidentally
number 4.
revealed himself about something about himself.
Just a little bit, yeah.
I don't even like Chris
A little
Pine that
bit
much. No, I don't even like him that much. Greg number 4. Greg just number 4. Greg 4. Greg 4. Greg 4. 4 Greg. Greg 4.
Right. A Mickey's Christmas Carol. That's a good movie.
Yes, good one.
that's like everything. It's like that's a good one.
I feel like that's
Half an hour.
the entire thing. It's like, here's this. That's a good one.
Yeah. Actually, this does bring something up, and maybe this is just like, you remember certain things when you're a kid, but I seem to remember like a lot of like specials when I was a kid.
Sure.
Not just Christmas specials, but most prevalently Christmas specials. But it would be like, a Disneyland Christmas, and it would be like an hour-long special where like a couple minor league celebrities just sort of like celebrated Christmas in the Magic Kingdom.
Sure.
And it was on like Sunday night on ABC or something. But I seem to remember like a ton of those when I was a kid, or I specifically remember just something very basic, like from watching with my grandma. It was literally just like a sort of a big band orchestra just playing Christmas songs while like vignettes happened. Do those still exist, and I'm just like outside of that circle because I don't have network television or I don't have kids?
They still have random Christmas specials.
Yes.
Do they?
Yes.
I just
trust me,
advertised for a Mariah Christmas thing or a Mariah Carey.
Oh, you're right. You're right. Yeah.
Famous people.
Literally 2
join
nights
her on
ago.
stage for Christmas antics.
2 nights ago, I was trying to go to bed early because, like, I was exhausted. Everything hurt. My wife decided to drink a fuck ton of wine and then spend the entire night watching Christmas specials and singing Christmas songs. So there was a Dolly Parton Christmas. There was a CMT Christmas special. There was the Tribute to Broadway, which I don't think is Christmassy, but it's still holiday season, so it doesn't matter. There was a...
I really enjoy how she has somehow managed to weaponize her hatred of you.
I just did the same thing on the other side.
She's like, this'll really get him going. I respect it, because I do the same. But...
Yeah, but you're fun, you're goofy, this is good. This is like we're like He-Man and Skeletor. We're like ha 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 ha. And she's just like He-Man and Kathy Bates who
He-Man got AIDS.
Kathy Bates who poisons He-Man. And then He-Man doesn't know who he is anymore. And then He-Man cries for a bit. And then...
It's just so funny. I mean, honestly, like, I'm sorry, and you know, I know you love your wife, and I'm not ripping on her, but it is hysterical that you're like, hey babe, I'm gonna go to sleep. I'm not feeling too hot, and she's like, not a problem, buddy. I got the cure for this.
I know.
I picture her like 1 a.m. just like kicking the door to your bedroom open, like grabbing the hairbrush and jingle bells and all over your. You're like,
oh,
half ambient ass.
It wasn't too far off. Every half hour or so, she'd be like, it's like, she would, because we don't have like a door, we have like a little screen thing. She was like open screen, like, hey, guess what? I'm putting up decorations. Slam. It's like, oh my god, why? Why are you yelling at me? I don't care. Let me be surprised.
Yeah, like, right? Wouldn't it be magical if you just, like, opened the door and there was, like, a bunch of, like, Christmas stuff all over the place?
Beep bop boop. Greg, guess what? It's your birthday. I'm gonna send you a gift today.
Have I talked down here about my roommate and his Mariah Carey obsession? I don't know if I have. I'm going to tell the story very quickly.
Yes.
Because this is one of my all-time favorite
do.
stories. Mariah Carey might not be obsession might not be the correct description of this. But I had a roommate and in college. And one, like, June afternoon, he decided that he wanted to roll on ecstasy and listen to All I Want for Christmas Is You by Mariah Carey on repeat for about 15 hours.
I know that's the end of your story there. That's great. But my story also ends kind of that way.
But that's what I imagine with you and Tara, because like it was funny for me because it was like the middle of the day and whatever, but like at the top of his lungs, 15 hours, the same song for the same 4-minute song, just and it would stop and he'd be like, all right, well, he can't do it again. And then that.
Oh, Greg, you don't know.
No. Like, I love you, man. I've known you for years, but you don't know Tara. So here's what happened. She had done her shows on the Hulus and the Netflixes. And then she went to the YouTube. So she picks a song, which I believe was, I forget what it was, because it's out of my head now, thank God. But it was one of those, like, Mariah Carey's. And all I hear is, I'm like, I have a hard time sleeping to begin with. So I'm like, I finally like sleep. All I want for Christmas is you. How do I stop this? What did I do? How do I stop it? For half an hour. It went from like, it's like, I got like kitty curl, like do like little kitty thing sometimes. All I want for Christmas is you. How do I turn this off? Please. The worst thing is like, she got, and then she got. I don't want to get too personal, but she got way too hammered, and she was like getting really emotional. So she laid down in bed afterwards. She was like trying to cry and like get my attention. It was like,
No,
nope.
Don't roll over. Don't let her see your eyes open.
Sleepy time.
I think the true sign of a healthy relationship is when you pretend to be asleep so you don't have to hear your significant other cry.
Well, you know what, Greg?
This is necessary.
I'm doing my best not to join the divorce crew, but we'll see how things shake out here. WCW Podcast Season 3, baby!
Now there's a sequel.
Moving on.
Steiner wins.
Greg, your number 4 was what?
Charlie. A Mickey's Christmas Carol.
Yes.
Just
Good
like
one.
a fun interpretation of a classic tale. And again, I miss those specials from when I was a kid. They don't hit the same now if they do exist. So,
Right.
you know.
No, that's a perfect pick. I love that.
Absolutely, yeah.
That's easy. I'm mad that I forgot about it because it's my favorite interpretation because it's in and out.
Yeah.
You don't get the extra garbage, and it's
Right.
It's perfect.
I think that's important. You know, like the biggest issue I have with that Grinch movie is that it's just so long. Like, the book is like 7 pages long, and this is a 2-hour movie.
Yeah, but I think Jim Carrey does a fine job doing, like, and he has some fun jokes where, like, he's, like, screaming at the top of Mount Crumpet. He's like, hate, load, and just screaming out how much he hates everyone in there. I think that adds, maybe not character, because we don't need that, but, like, fun bits for someone who's doing, like, watching the things.
I don't know. It just doesn't do it for me. I'm just not one of those guys who ever wants more lore.
That's fine.
You know, like, I like John Wick 1 because of how vague it is. Like, the world exists, and that's fine.
You played you played the techno where you shoot these zombies. There we go.
Side note, John Wick 1? What a good movie.
Oh, yeah.
They're all good, but 1 is like a perfect movie.
Shoot zombies, play techno. Faith, you're up.
Sure.
What?
Greg, are you sure you wouldn't want to go back and watch 3 before you see... Are you sure you wouldn't want to see John Wick 3 before you go back and watch 1 and 2? Because that's the route I chose. And I had no idea what was
Well, I mean...
going on.
That's very funny.
That's a choice. That's the choice you did.
What's it?
Faith, you're number 4.
Yeah, Faith, I can't hear you at all. I'm sorry.
It's hard. Yeah, you're breaking up pretty bad, Faith. Hold your phone higher. Get it closer to the satellite.
Should I go back and come back in again? Should I go out and come back in?
No, you're fine.
Would that be helpful?
It's good.
All right. I went with Aqua Teen Hunger Force Ghost of Christmas Past.
Fuck! Oh, that's a good... Oh, that's the one. Yeah.
That's the answer.
That's the answer.
I love Little Baby Carl more than I should.
Not so much with the carpet. Oh no, I remember eating carpet.
Silly Daddy, that's not cough. Silly Daddy, we can't kill it. That's Burba.
That's an industry term.
And a word, like a phrase I use to this day. No, it's an industry term. Yeah.
Of course.
No, that's...
Fucking brilliant.
All right. Fuck. I gotta rework my entire list now.
That's a great pick, Faith.
If you guys haven't seen Aqua Teen, watch Aqua Teen.
Fuck yeah.
My number 4 went to A Very Sunny Christmas.
Ooh.
I don't remember that episode. Is it recent?
No, it happened a few years ago, but it was actually like a movie. It's like an hour or so. And
That's
like
the one where Frank comes shooting out of the couch, right?
Yeah, Frank comes out of the couch. Yeah.
I hate that episode. That was literally the episode. No, the poop in the bed episode was the one where I was like, I don't know if I like this show anymore. I got back in, but like at that moment I was like, I don't think I like this. But I feel like that's like the episode before the poop one.
Maybe, I don't know, but I think
this is just like sweaty, gross people. There was like 3 episodes in a row where they were all just sweaty and gross.
It gets worse. Oh yeah.
I'm back in now, but there was a time, like in the middle of season 4, where I was like, I think I'm done with this show.
But I think, like, as far as a Christmas special goes, like, it's so wild that it's worth the watch, and it's so, like, anti-Christmas, and especially with the, like the robot, and it's like, Cosmobot. Like, they stole a kid's Christmas present, and then found him later, and then tried to give that present back to the dad, and then stole it back later.
I definitely love that look into Mac and Charlie's childhoods and how screwed up their Christmases were.
But they're like weirdly fond of it, right?
Yeah, well, because they don't know any better.
Because that's what you do with your child.
I think that's just like a thing that happens. Like,
Yeah,
everybody wants their Christmas growing up. It was like, well, this is how we did it growing up. And it's like, really?
Right.
That sounds awful.
my dad
But you
ruined
find out-
children's presents every year. Well, yeah,
you find
that's
out Mac and his family were actually stealing.
they would go house to house and rob children, and then take everything and go away. It's a good bit. Yeah,
I love that.
And Charlie's mom was just banging random dudes dressed as Santa Claus.
It was the Christmas train.
And every single one who would bring him, who was going to bang his mom, would bring him a present. So it's like here's some glue. He's like, all right, cool.
That's very funny.
That's good. It's a good bit. I think we're losing faith. So
It's Christmas, Ty. We'll never lose faith. See his little play on words.
I don't get
My
it.
jokes get worse the more monster I have, so that's fun.
Well, I feel the same thing about not Monster.
All right, is my number 3? Oh, there she goes.
Yep, she's on. Your number 3.
My number 3 is The Grinch Who Stole Christmas. The original, not the dumb movie or the one you watched about the pedophiles.
The OG is so good.
It's just perfect. Again, in and out, half an hour. The whole thing is good. More me again. Yes. Oh shit! Now I'm tiny again.
Put your guns away, dude. You went
My guns never get put away.
You went from 45. You went from 45 to 9mm.
That sounds a lot like me. Faith, my number 4 or my number 3 was The Grinch Who Stole Christmas, the original episode.
Perfect.
Yeah, I think it's and that's
Half
exactly
hour
it.
in and out.
That's literally the exact words I just used. It's like it sums the whole thing up. We get it.
Right?
It tells a complete story. Memorable, funny, good, perfect, unique.
Absolutely.
You know.
Plus, you got that Boris Karloff song in the middle.
You're a mean
Can't top
one, Mr. Grinch.
Iconic.
Yeah, that's
Which
great.
is the best way to do it, yeah.
Yeah.
And yes, for those watching, I do have OG Grinch here, Jim Carrey Grinch, Benedict Cumbersnatch here.
What Benedict Cumbersnatch movie? Oh, that was like an animated. It was like a DreamWorks one or
Illumination.
Whoever makes the fucking Groot
the
movies.
The Minion people. The Minion people.
Groot? Is that his name?
Minion.
Gru. It's GRU.
Gru.
The Gru movies. Yeah.
Minions grew. And here's a few episodes of To Catch a Predator. They're right here. And then way down here. That's the musical. Because at least in To Catch a Predator, I never actually saw a rape. Come on, we'll go. But
yeah,
man,
okay.
that OG Grinch, so good.
Perfect. It's perfect.
Yeah,
Yeah.
perfect.
Right.
And it stands the test of time. Like, I think it's telling that, like, new people like it just as much as, like, older people. Whereas, like, kids might not like Rudolph as much, I don't think.
Yeah. You make a good point.
Faith, you're up.
I went with Arrested Development, Afternoon Delight.
Is that a Christmas episode?
Yes, sky rockets in flight. Boo! Afternoon delight. Wait. What's the song about? We need to go. You have to get going.
Yeah, they're trying to throw a Christmas party that whole episode, and Job keeps mentioning his suit. There's those great scenes where they're singing karaoke, which gets real awkward.
Don't fuck your niece.
I mean,
as I said when I was talking
like
about
I don't really
the
care
Grinch.
much for Christmas. So there. Oh.
I think we're losing
Well, I
Faith
think the
again.
luck's really tremendous, too.
And
Faith, we keep losing you.
We keep on losing you, Faith. I'm sorry.
Anytime I can laugh at it.
I believe, as Faith said, we should not fuck our nieces. All right, moving on to...
Oh, you're back a little bit. All right, there you go.
Yeah. I'm trying. Ooh, I'm trying.
Do we know why you have no power?
Nope.
Well, Merry fucking Christmas, I guess.
Have you paid the bill?
Our downstairs neighbor doesn't have power either, so...
All right, so...
Has he not paid his bill?
Something.
And also, has he...
That is possible.
Son of a bitch. It's just... My number 2 goes to A Very Venture Christmas.
3. Your number is 3, Ty.
No, my number 3 goes to Yankee Swap.
Oh, is it the Office episode?
Office episode, the Yankee Swap.
Ooh, good
I like that
one.
episode a lot.
It's one of the first most cringeworthy episodes of The Office, where everyone's just like, "No, please, just let Pam get the thing," and then Michael shows up with a fucking iPod. It's like no. It's the entryway into Office cringe, and I love it so hard.
Yeah,
That's great stuff.
that's the season 2 Christmas
Poor
episode.
Sweet Phyllis hand making a mitt.
Yes.
Yes. I almost included the I don't even remember the name of the episode. Maybe Moroccan Christmas. I think that's the name of it. The one where Meredith lights her hair on fire, and they stage an intervention.
Yeah, I'm going to
man.
spoil it. My number 2 is a Benihana Christmas from The Office.
Perfect. That's another great one.
I jumped The Office
Yeah.
in earlier, and also I spoiled my number 2. So
Yeah.
there we are. But
The Office does really good Christmas episodes. Even Ty's
Yeah.
reference last week for Tyrell Snickle. Like,
yeah, it's still
that's another good,
Right.
and like the one where Michael wants a classy Christmas, where he shows up and like dressed like a Hugh Hefner version of Santa.
Well, don't forget
Very funny.
when fucking they pick Phyllis to be Santa, and then he shows up as Jesus. I mean, these are all amazing episodes. The Office is The Office is The Office. I mean,
Yeah, The Office. I feel like The
Yeah,
Office
they win
does the
at
best
Christmas for sure.
consistent Christmas episodes.
those are always number 3s and 2s.
Yeah,
Maybe number
absolutely.
1s if
I
you
agree.
don't know any other shows in the world, unless you pick Friends or Big Bang Theory, in which case you can fuck right off.
I think my favorite low-key insult to people is like, I bet you they really like Friends.
Yeah. Seriously.
Like there's so much in between each one of those words that's being said.
Bazinga, am I right? Bazinga? I gotta start doing that.
Yeah, that's another great
No,
Office
yes,
episode. It's when
that's
they
actually-
have the karaoke Christmas.
That was the one,
Yeah.
because that's where Daryl gets super hammered, does the spin, and then slams face down the table. And that's...
Boy, The Office fucking nails it.
Brilliant moment.
Find it on Peacock.
Right?
Peacock.com/ WCW podcast, maybe. I don't know. I'm gonna send an email. Maybe we can get
Dear NBC, please carry our podcast. Heart the Gang.
give us some money if we get people to sign up for it, please. Or don't.
Money now.
Me be needing money a lot now. But it's Christmas.
No.
No.
Faith, you're number 2.
My number 2 goes to the British Office Christmas special.
I've never seen it. What's so fun about it?
Oh, dude.
Well, I don't know that it's necessarily fun, but it brings the fan service. And
That's
you know
it
how
was
we
like an
always
episode after
talk
the
about-
series ended, right? Oh, I'm sorry to cut you off.
Right. No, it's fine. But that's exactly it. They brought it back just for this special. And you know how we always talk about how the American Office should have ended when Pam and Jim got together, or at the very least when they got married.
Right.
The two protagonists, Dawn and Tim, finally get together, and then it's over. We're done, and we're out. So it's perfect. It's the perfect amount of story.
It's a Christmas
and
casino
there are a lot
night.
of little sweet moments in it.
Where they finally kiss, and it's like, oh no! Except instead of Pam being like, "Well, guess what? I'm kind of terrible."
Hot takes incoming.
Right.
Oh, I will
She's
fist
like,
fight Jenna Fisher
yeah.
right now.
Yeah, no, I'm into this.
I'll fight her. I don't care. Dear Jenna Fisher, this is an official challenge. I will dance off you nonstop.
I don't think Pam's the worst. I think she was in a difficult situation. Like, I know what it's like to be with the wrong person.
I know, Greg. I'm still going to dance off Jenna Fisher. That's the end game here.
Okay, look, I'm not saying I won't watch your dance fight, but, like, I don't know if the dance fight is justified.
Fine. Dear Jenna Fisher, I'm not going to dance fight you.
I revoke my... This is an official revocation of my challenge. I'm sure she's heard you.
Yeah. British Office.
What's that on? Is that on Netflix? Is that free on Netflix?
It was, yeah. Is it still?
It's on Hulu. It's on Hulu.
Oh, Hulu.
Oh, good. I have that.
Hulu, yeah.
I mean, I have them all, kind of, but...
I apparently have Peacock, which I did not even realize.
Well, Peacock is free, isn't it?
No, there's like a $5 ad-freeze thing.
Oh, okay.
But the wife was like, hey, check out this on Peacock. I was like, what?
Now we can watch all the Friends.
No, I'm going straight for Frasier if it's on there.
Of course you go for Frasier. I watch Cheers.
Yeah. Good shit.
Yeah.
Frasier's a great-ass show.
It's a great character.
It was the #1 Christmas special from denofgeek.com.
What was, the British Office?
No, Frasier.
Oh.
Yeah. I'm sorry if that spoiled it for you, or if you had that one.
Yeah, I definitely had the Christmas episode of Frasier on my list.
As #1, no less.
Right.
My #2 was, as I said before, the Very Venture Christmas.
Which is great. One of my favorite things on the Venture Brothers is when characters just have to randomly interact.
Fucking Krampus shows up and humps Rusty Venture. I mean, like... It's like, no, this is all bullshit. He's like, Rah! It's like, no! it really set, like, this is real early in the actual show's conception, and it, like, sets so many boundaries. It's like, well, guess what? Everything you thought was fake, probably real.
Right.
But, that's good. It's so nice.
And again, it's short. It's only like 15 minutes.
Yeah. And it has one of the best phone backgrounds or computer backgrounds you can ever find. Just search it up. It's wunderbar.
Brilliant stuff.
Gregory,
I haven't watched it in a long time. That was another like special, right? It wasn't like a real mainline episode.
Yeah.
Right.
I may not have even watched it since the original run, but I have been rewatching the Venture Brothers lately, so I'm sure it's coming up soon. Yeah. This is my #2.
No, you're #1.
My #1. I have really mixed feelings about this, but I'm gonna throw it out there anyway. It's Charlie Brown Christmas.
Okay.
It's #1 on my list for two reasons. One is like nostalgia. Like I loved this when I was a kid. Loved it. Like I would watch it in like the middle of July. Like I really did love it.
Okay.
And the second reason is that Vince Guaraldi soundtrack to it is like the best. Like it's not Christmas to me until I listen to that, and I listen to it a lot.
Sure.
Like it's like 38 minutes for all like 8 tracks, and it's perfect. Each one's perfect. My trepidation with it is, as we kind of mentioned earlier, is that it's really religious.
Yeah.
Which like I can't get behind now because I think religion is a crock of shit, and I think adding religious undertones, and I'm going to talk about this on the TGIF podcast because like Boy Meets World and Family Matters Christmas episodes, they're literally like sitting there reading scripture, like they're sitting around a Bible reading Bible verses.
Not nearly as hard as Peanuts does, though. Like Charlie Brown, like it's really hard.
I mean, Linus stands up and it's like, we can't understand Christmas until you understand Jesus.
Guess what?
Jesus, and that's like a real bummer to me.
Here's the entire reading of The Star.
Yeah. And I get it. I mean, Christmas is a religious holiday, so like if you're going to celebrate Christmas like in its whatever form it's supposed to be, you can't do it without Jesus, I guess. That's why Festivus for the rest of us is like relevant. Like I wish there was some, and I guess we're getting to that point. Season's greetings, happy holidays. Like I get why Christians are upset, but also fuck you.
Right.
I know
you're the pagans anyway.
I'm going to throw something out here for you guys. I know this is going to sound really, 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 really stupid.
Maybe Jesus was real?
No. I don't understand why...
not that stupid.
I don't understand why Santa Claus wasn't a... I mean, obviously saint. But, like, why Saint Nick or Santa Claus wasn't, like, universal. I don't understand why Jewish kids don't get Santa Claus. Like...
Well, because it's tied to Christmas, right?
Well, obviously, yes. But, I mean, realistically, if you are a child...
Like, why don't we recontextualize this? But
if you are a child...
I also think a lot of, like...
If you're a child who's been good...
a lot of Jewish people do just get Christmas trees now. But, I mean, I'm speaking primarily from a place of ignorance, but that seems to be my understanding.
I mean, at least Christmas presents. Like...
Right.
And maybe it's not Christmas, just, like, holiday presents. But I just never understood that part of Santa. It's like... It's not like... Well, good Christian boys and girls who don't sin. And maybe that leads back to, like, Krampus and things like that, where it's like, we had a dichotomy where it's like, well, guess what? Someone's going to drown in a bathtub, or someone's going to get a candy bar. Maybe we have that going on for us. But...
Yeah, I think it's just heavily implied.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
I think it's... I mean, you are right to an extent. I feel like Santa Claus has transcended Christmas.
Yeah.
And, like...
Well, because Coca-Cola fucking owns him.
Right, just like the Easter Bunny has transcended Easter. Like, when you think about the Easter Bunny, you no longer think about Jesus Christ rising from the dead. You think about a fucking bunny and some chocolate and some eggs and shit.
There was no good reason we should have been associating a bunny with Christ anyway. That makes no fucking sense.
Have you not seen how a steak punched into a man's hand into a wooden cross looks, Faith? It looks just like an Easter egg.
Right.
That's what peeps are.
I thought the analogy was obvious. I mean, maybe I read into things more than normal people. Yeah, I don't know. So again, like getting back to it. Like, I liked Charlie Brown Christmas when I was a kid. I still like it enough now. That soundtrack is just probably best soundtrack ever to anything.
Oh, of course, yeah.
It's so fucking good. So
it's delightful.
I don't know.
It's delightful. Yes.
I wish we could. It's weird to me how like just ingrained religion was in like the 60s, 70s, and 80s, and even into the 90s a little bit. Like we've removed that primarily. I just watched that Christmas Chronicles movie, and no one talks shit all about Jesus Christ.
Interesting.
So,
I love that movie because Kurt Russell makes a dope Santa. He's just like,
did you? I watched the second one. The second one's new this year. Is that what you're talking about?
No, it's the first one. I've seen both of them.
I thought the first one was fine. I thought the second one was like pretty shit, but I still liked it enough, I guess.
That's exactly how I felt too. Yeah.
Like for a Christmas movie, it was fine. For a regular movie, it was probably like a D-.
They had the fat kid from Deadpool 2 in it, so that's fun.
Oh, was that him?
Yeah.
Good for
him. That was a weird pick for me.
And that's not why I'm bringing up Krampus either. So.
Yeah. Anyway.
No,
Charlie Brown Christmas.
Charlie Brown Christmas, amazing pick, and that's why the big thing with this year was because Apple Plus has Charlie Brown stuff, and they were like,
"Oh,
fine, we'll give you Charlie Brown for one day a year, but you got to watch it on December 24th at 6:15 p.m. And that's it. That's all you get."
I always hated Charlie Brown, but I do love that soundtrack.
Yeah, it's so good.
Yeah, absolutely.
Just good jazz music.
Yeah, exactly, of course. It's delightful. But I always hated those children.
I'm doing the dance.
Well, only one kid does that dance. Then
yeah, the best one is the arms down, though.
Well, I can't do that because I'm in a chair, Greg.
I'm in a chair.
Well, then do the dance.
I just did it, dog.
I don't believe that at all. I wasn't watching.
Open your fucking eyes.
Good stuff.
Podcast over. I really just like enjoy ruining Faith's connection to our podcast. All right, Faith, you're up. Charlie Brown, good one, yes. Faith, number one.
Number one is the Festivus. My number one is the Festivus episode of Seinfeld. I relate to it on a very visceral level.
Yes.
I love having an alternative to Christmas, even if I don't actually celebrate it. I think it's real fucking funny. I regularly quote, "As I rain blows down upon him, I realize there must be a better way." I've got a lot of problems with you people. So.
Yeah, I quote that constantly. Yeah. I got a lot of problems with you people, and you're going to hear about it.
It's fucking great.
I think the airing of grievances is just one of the best concepts of all time.
I said that to Sean last night.
The idea of Festivus has become part of the cultural lexicon. So,
yeah, that's
it's classic.
Absolutely, yes. My number one is a weird one. I know Faith hasn't seen the show. I don't know about Greg. It's regional holiday music from Community.
Most people think that like Abed episode is just like the cat's tits. What's the phrase?
Cat's meow.
There's the one.
The cat's labia. No, Abed's holiday Christmas claymation thing is fine. That's a good one. That is actually the third worst one.
Wow.
At least second one. But the holiday regional music is definitely the best episode of Community because A, it's a Christmas episode, and B, it's fucking awesome. Because the entire episode is just an episode of Glee if Glee were a real life thing.
Huh.
Imagine, if you will, a Twilight Zone. Twilight Zone. A fourth person comes in here, let's say the devil. He's like, hey, be in our Glee Club. And then every single person he just indoctrinates, and we sing an entire song about it. But every single song we sing makes sense, but it's also about how Glee is terrible. And yes, the thing is, it's about Glee Club in, school, but it's also about the series Glee.
Right.
Like literally?
Yes.
That's fun.
Everything's awesome when cameras are spinning. That is a line in one of the songs.
That's fun.
It's an entire ape on both Christmas and Glee and Christmas specials. And it's so meta that I can't not love it so hard.
Right.
And if
That's
you watch, if you know who the characters are, it is the best thing in the world. And also, the songs kind of bop.
That's always a plus.
Like, there's a... Because, Charles Gambino's character plays a Jehovah's Witness. And there's a song where he plays Santa's most secret witness. And he will play this secret until the day he dies.
Oh.
So he's being Christian just to infiltrate Santa's. And also, as Billy Tremendous said, Sexy Christmas Baby, if you ever wanted to come to a Christmas song, that's the one to go through.
I hadn't given it any thought, but I guess I do.
Well, I doubt you think about 19-year-old Alison Brie. Maybe 22 Alison Brie. I don't know how old she actually was in here, but you know, I'm just saying.
She had to be older, right?
She's legal and worth coming on. And
Sure. Don't dare me with a good time.
Wow.
Ring of Glory!
That's fun.
Yeah, it's one of my favorite episodes of all time, and it will be always my favorite thing that I always like go right to. And then next week,
check it out.
Oops. What episode was it? The name of the episode? I want to see what season it was in.
Regional Christmas Music. I think it's season 3, episode 12, episode 13, 10.
I actually rewatched all of Community recently.
I'm currently doing that. I hate that Netflix cut out like the Weirdy Beans ones where it's like, oh, guess what? Chang is dressed as or like blackfaced himself, kind of, for 6 seconds.
Oh yeah, that was weird.
He's not doing blackface. He's just being a black elf. Or dark elf. It's fine.
Was that the issue?
Yes.
Weird.
Because his entire body was painted black. And the joke was he was doing blackface, but as not someone who's doing blackface. Like, get with the jokes, guys. Come on. Anything else, guys? Anything you guys want to talk about?
I don't know. My gut says maybe. Faith, it looks like you're hiding in the closet from like an abusive boyfriend.
I'm trying so hard to just capture the very last of the light.
No, it's so effective. I'm like way into it. Not the abusive boyfriend part, but just the...
Oh, yeah, look, this. You got a real.
Yeah. Oh, there it is. All right. The
Got a
truth
real-
comes out.
You got a real Rihanna going on here. And now
Yeah.
that.
Call the police. Tell them to start yelling your name or something. I don't know.
Nice, it's fine. I probably had it coming.
Between here and now, check out the WCWCF podcast episode of Ring of Glory. The
Oh yeah, it's a good one.
remake that I have re-edited. It's amazing. I will set it up so everyone can find it easily. It's some of our best work, hands down. Oofy McGoofy.
Yeah, maybe can you put it like #1 on the website? Maybe that's.
I will try it. I just gotta, like, I want to do it, but I also don't want to like make it We'll talk about it later. Logistics, blah blah blah.
Okay.
Oh, Billy Tremendous, I'm sorry, but we're not going to do top 5 Christmas songs to come to.
Well, I mean, I will, but for like a little extra. You got to throw me some scratch for that kind of juicy action.
Patreon.com/WCWTF podcast, baby. Greg will come to whatever you want.
Well, that's not true. There's limits.
Shut your butt. That's not true.
I have a list of won'ts and a list of probably won'ts and a
Good
list
for you,
of
Greg.
Wills for enough money.
I've been your host, the man of 1,004 names, Tyrell Krampus Knocked. You can find me on Twitter at 1004 names.
I'm Faith. You can
Oh, yes.
find me on Twitter at Carly Pilkers.
That's Faith.
And I'm Killer Greg. You can find me at KillerGreg17 on Twitter.
That's Faith.
Or my list of wills for enough money on www.thingsgregwilldoformoney.com.
Faith, twitter.com/Carly Pilkers. She's fine. It don't matter. None of this matters. Who cares about her? She's a woman.
That's brutal. People are the worst.
I'm gonna keep myself canceled. Hey-o. Thank you, Billy Tremendous, for hanging out with us.
Yeah, thanks.
Great time. Well, we'll be back next week, and I'm going to try to hang out during the week, play some more games. Maybe some Doom. Maybe not, because I'm really bad at it. So, we will catch you all in the flip-flop time pants. Have a fantastic week.